to the National Football Youth League Cup Final 2019 here at Sheffield Wednesday Stadium, Hillsborough, established 1867. This, buried into the Yorkshire Hills, the Spire Cup to our left on a natural hill, and round us the Dales. You don't get a much better setting for football than this. A good old-fashioned four-stand open corners ground that is just buzzing with atmosphere, and that's just with 20 minutes before kickoff. Let me bring into you off Coach Logic and Technical Sports Solution alongside me today, Tom Shanks. Tom, does this not give you the passion for football again?
Yeah, good afternoon, Richard. Hi, everyone. What a fantastic venue. It's one of those stadiums that reminds me of being a kid and falling in love with football, watching League Cup final replays here and European Championship games here back in 1996. It's just been to many grounds working in football, and this I haven't been here before today. It's just fantastic to be here and just see the size of these stands. Just fantastic. It is,
and coming here today, you went around the stadium 4 times like we did. Well, we only did twice this morning. We're obviously a bit more accomplished than yourself, and but it's just like it's buried in the community, isn't it? It's just like it feels as if like you're next door to Edna and Agnes, and and everything's built in, and in the reception and everybody today, they couldn't have been more friendly. It's just a lovely feel to it.
Yeah, lovely feel, like you said, and exactly the same way. As soon as we got here, people couldn't be more helpful in terms of showing us where to go and where we need to set up and things like that. And it's just that kind of community feel, which gives you a really good impression about the club as well. So it's really, really good to be here today. Very grateful to Sheffield Wednesday for having us.
Yeah, exceptional. And obviously the other side of Sheffield did a bit better this season, but under Steve Bruce, obviously they're pushing up there. But that's enough about Sheffield and this lovely, lovely setting. Today out here in the red, we've got Barnsley against Carlisle. So we've got the BarnsleyFC Shadow Scholars versus Carlisle United Parkview Academy. Tom, first of all, set the scene. Academy, first team academy, foundation academy, scholar academy. What's the setup?
Yeah, so it can be a bit of a web at times. So the National Football Youth League bridges the gap between full-time academy football, so professional academies and clubs, and grassroots football as well. So players that are of a certain standard will sign for one of these teams who are tied to usually tied to the community side of a professional club. So, for instance, Barnsley are with the Reds in the community, and Carlisle are with the Parkview Academy. So these players will be in full-time education, but they'll also train. They're very much student athletes, so they'll train 3-4 times a week and play their games on a Wednesday against equivalent teams from other academies. So here, for instance, we've got Barnsley and Carlisle, and there's teams all over the country in the network of leagues that the National Football Youth League have who do the very same thing.
Yeah, and so up here, so Carlisle 17 points clear of Barnsley this year in the league, but we've got Carlisle, Rochdale, Everton, West Brom, Sunderland, Newcastle, Crystal Palace with some extremely long journeys for them, Mansfield and Burnley. Lovely names, great heritage, all of those clubs. Great that they're doing stuff in the community, and it's really good. Now, last year, it was the final was Crystal Palace Reading. That was down at the Selhurst Park. Now, I'm a man from Brighton, so I won't say any more about that because obviously we love the Palace. But let's look at some highlights of last year's final and see if this year can live up to that, and I'm sure it will.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Selhurst Park for the National Football Youth League final. It's a competition which aims to bridge the gap between academy and college football, and this is its showpiece. It's between Crystal Palace and Reading, the top 2 sides in the Southern Premier Division, and we're set for quite a battle here today. National Football Youth League in general, it's about education and football. Whichever path you choose, it puts you in good stead for that, as we see Palace now turning the ball over. That's a really well put in ball. This could be the first chance for Crystal Palace. It is. It's 1-0. And it's that man, Henry Ekije. Calm as you like. Going back for this ball is Ruben Bande. Taking on Pugh and Robinson, getting the cross in as well. This is for Downs. It comes back. It's Cisse who drives it, and it's gone in. Ricochet off the Crystal Palace player, and Reading have their equaliser. The shirts come off and they all pile into the corner. What drama here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace players looking around for a reprieve from the referee. It doesn't look like Sean Barkley is going to give one. This is Cisse.
Excellent play.
Squaring the ball, Carr. And this time Carr has plenty of teammates to aim for. Puts it onto his left, and that's going long over the top. It's a superb goal. Daniel Carr, Reading's most tireless player on the pitch. And he's come up with a moment of real quality to give him a goal in extra time. Well, where did that one come from, John?
Was it a shot? Was it a cross? I'll let you decide.
Pilling over to Carr. And there could be more opportunities here for Reading. Carr bundling his way through. Opportunities through the middle now. This is Darboe, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Darboe puts it away. Quick-fire double in extra time. Reading, they have Crystal Palace on the ropes here. Lupata finding Robinson. Robinson still going. He's allowed to play on, puts a shot away, and it's just another super goal.
What a great goal. He's upset that he's lost his boot.
It's at their service. This is Robinson, the scorer of the second goal. What a second goal it was too. Carr, the scorer of Reading's second goal. Well,
he's been sent
will
off.
be a red card, straight red. More drama here at Selhurst Park. Red card to Crystal Palace's star player, really, all game, and the scorer of their first goal, Henry Ikeji. Both sets of players, an absolute credit to their clubs. Playing with desire throughout this and keeping their quality as well. This is Cisse. Cisse straight in on goal, and Cisse scores. Opportunistic goal. Lamin Cisse, and perhaps that one might be enough now for Reading.
Losing side, so
here is Lupata, perhaps to get a third. It's going to be a penalty. The referee indicates to the spot. Lupata was through, got his shot away. The ball in from Robinson was a beauty.
and
we're going to have a red card. Now, sorry to cut you off, John. Actions have overtaken us here. Shot there, but the penalty's running up to be taken. It's Robinson. He has his second. And he runs back as quickly as he can. There are only minutes remaining in this final. The solemn figure of Cameron Combat goes for a not all that early bath, given how late we are in this game. Robinson from the spot, Shaw, and a clean strike. Ball comes in again, and it's clattered into Gasta. Now, will that be it? Reading raise their arms to the skies. They have won it. They have done it the hard way. They have held on. 4-3, a stunning extra time period. Dan Carr and Lamin Cisse and that man Darboe rejoicing. They have been the heroes for Reading. So Brendan Dyer banned from this final due to a red card picked up at the start of the month, but he is there to lift the trophy for Reading, their captain all season long, and unable to join his team on the pitch during the 120 minutes he's there at the centre of the party that is starting now. The league champions of the Southern Premier and now the Cup champions.
Well, Tom, if we see a game like that today, 4-3, obviously we'll be very pleased and we'll be very lucky indeed.
Oh, what a game. I mean, it was amazing. 1-1 in the 88th minute, and then it turns out to be 4-3. Just an incredible day. Just when you think you start preparing for the celebration and the closing ceremony, then an absolute barnstormer ensues.
Now, that's been the kind of way that it's gone just lately. Obviously, until you get 3-0 down, you don't really get going. And so, you know, I'm sure each team doesn't play for that, but I mean, it works for us. That game, actually, for a personal, I remember I watched that in Red Square, Moscow. I was picking up our live stream on it while you two were beavering away on there. And what a great game to share with the Russian mafia. Oh, no, sorry, the Russian proletariat. That's where I was. But great stuff. Now, back to today's game, everything else, right? We got, as I mentioned earlier, Carlisle finished 17 points clear of Barnsley, right? 16 wins against Barnsley, 10, blah, blah, blah. They both made it to the final. A bit of a run, get in there. Where's your money?
Well, Carlisle won the Midlands Northern Premier, so they are probably favourites going in. However, Barnsley would be chomping at the bit for this game. They've had to wait a long time for this fixture to be scheduled. So Carlisle played their semi-final just on Tuesday. Barnsley are rested, they're fresh. So it's closer than perhaps the form guide suggests. Both teams have real goal machines in their side, so I would expect to see a few fireworks today, certainly.
Yeah, now we're looking at these stats. We're averaging 4 goals per game, all right? We're averaging 2.8 goals in the League Cup. We've had a 7-1. We've had a 6-1. We've had a 5-2. These guys know how to score goals.
Yeah, and, you know, if you can't get up for games like today, then there's no point playing the game. All the big players in both sides that have been banging in goals and assists all season, they're going to be at it today. I'm really expecting a high-quality game with a lot of attacking intent.
Yeah. Now, one of the other things being, obviously, it's like we're all saying, teams coming, you know, getting in the second half, fitness, everything else. I was reading about Barnsley and their strength and conditioning team, led by, let's give a shout out to Alex Overton there. They had hit the same baseline levels as the first team, right? That's fit. That means they're on the ball. That means come the second half, we can't write them off if there's any troubles going on.
Exactly that. Almost as fit as you, Richard, actually.
Hard to believe.
Indeed, but I know that so both of these teams use player tech for their to support their sports science departments, so they're able to monitor workloads.
And player tech, that's like a GPS system, so they can follow and base it back from there. I'm sure there's more to it than that. Yeah,
exactly that. So you'd see, probably be familiar on the TV with professional clubs wearing what look like very small vests with units in them. So they'll be wearing them in training and in games as well to monitor things like how far they run, how many high intensity runs they do, so that they can monitor games and training and therefore build practice and individual preparation plans for players around that.
And that's a big part of your setup as well, Technical Support Solutions. You work with Coach Logic a lot, and their system, and that allows it. That doesn't do the fitness, but it does the analysis side of things as well. So, you know, coaches are getting a lot more out of this these days.
Yeah, so Coach Logic, we're a different type of performance analysis platform, and our emphasis is very much on players having the responsibility of the analysis themselves. Historically, it's coach-driven, and players have been told what they did well and what they didn't and how they need to improve, but we like to empower the players with that responsibility and give them that job. Yeah,
and the job today of these players is to come out and represent their communities, and here they are as they come out the tunnel. We've got in red, we've got Barnsley from up the Reds community, come on you Reds, and Carlisle Park View Academy, and okay, this is a big stadium, and so we're only using one stand, and it only looks like a scattering. There's a good crowd. I mean, it's Thursday, 1:30, Yorkshire, everybody works every day. You know, I mean, it's a good turnout, and these lads are, you know, a big pitch. It's a great day for them.
Yeah, I mean, what an occasion. Both teams have brought their support. There's also a couple of educational programs running out of the ground as well, which are you can see from the hospitality boxes up there turning in and watching the game. But yeah, as they line up here, it's going to be really interesting to see how both teams set up, particularly in the first 5-10 minutes, because in such a big game, big occasion, with you know their nearest and dearest here, nerves can play quite a big factor.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Right, now let's run through the teams. Let's start first of all with the Barnsley Shadow Scholars. At 1, we have Jake Barton. 2, Sam Cook. 3, Dom Claxton. 4, Mason Butcher. 5, Brandon Fern. 6, Regan Millard. 7, Sam Orty. 8, Jack Vigras. 9, Jack Bennett. 10, Harry Mayo. 11, Jack Tinker. On the bench, we have Brandon Murillo, Will Heath, Essa Ndow, Sandy Masuku, and Lewis French. And the coach today, and also the All-Stars coach, is Mark Tinker. And the Carlisle team. 1 in goal, James Anderson. 2, Luke Lloyd. 3, Matthew Parker. 4, Luke Ridley. 5, Josh King. 6, Sam Lilly. 7, Scott Robson. 8, Dominic Moan. 9, Jonathan Fox. 10, Shaban Mohammed. 16, Jack Brown. On the bench, Callum Blenkhorn, Kyle Hamlin and Rob Stuckey, coached today by John Gamble. So that's how they line up We've got Barnsley away to our right in the red, and in a lovely form, what shade of purple, Carlisle with Jonathan Fox is going to get us off underway.
Really looking forward to this. It looks like Barnsley have got a 3 in the middle there, with one playing a 2 and a 1, so one playing slightly deeper with 2 ahead. Carlisle look to be matching that, but we'll try and suss it out over the first few minutes.
Let's see how they settle out here. So, and the referee has blown his whistle, and we're away. Early days. Luke Lloyd pushing it forward, looking up there for Jonathan Fox and Dominic Moan. First free kick of the day goes to Barnsley.
Looks like that could be a really good battle up there between Fox and Fern.
So Barnsley bringing it out with Mason Butcher trying to find down the line, a bit early, but well out of Jack Tinker's reach. So, obviously with no helpful crowd here at the moment on this side, waiting for the ball, and we're back there with Luke Lloyd with the throw-in.
Thought you were going to go yourself there, mate.
I could have got down there and back probably in time. So Carlisle starts building from the back. Josh King under early pressure, lots of pressing from Barnsley, and
I think we're going to see a lot of that early doors, though. A few nerves, people want to get their first involvement in the game. Quite often that leads to a few breaks in play.
so Josh King, captain in today. Long ball straight up through the middle. Find out what they can do. I think both teams are looking to settle at the moment. And obviously the fashionable thing these days is the high pressing, and these teams aren't disappointing. Pressure on the ball as soon as it is at the foot of the opposition. So Barnsley trying to work it up, but the pressure from Carlisle, a slip in the middle there. So Barnsley over the back, trying to bring it down is Harry Mayo. They're laying off to Jack Tinker. Can he get the ball in there? Nice ball, all turn. Come on, first time shot.
And that was on there.
It was on. Jack Vigras didn't think it was. Tinker over the back. And in there, cleared. First time shot. First time shot there. Mason Butcher, but nicely wrapped up by James Anderson. Really didn't give him any problems. But nice bit of early pressure from Barnsley. They just seem to be pushing Carlisle a bit. And Carlisle only played on Tuesday, I should say. Just come back from tour of Thailand. Maybe there's a bit of jet lag in those legs still.
It's been a nice assured start by Claxon, the Barnsley captain there at left back.
And Barnsley liking this left-hand side, but this is the break down the right. But both Harry Mayo and Jack Tinker are getting a lot of room down this left-hand side there, and Jack Vigras is just pushing out with him, and I think that's an area that they're looking to work on.
A big pitch like this, Richard, is the obvious go-to initially is using the width to your advantage. A vast area out there, isn't it?
It is, and I think of these wingers, you know, the good old days of John Robertson, just stick to this byline. It's going to really stretch it out and open up some gaps in the middle, because obviously, like you say, this is full Monty-sized pitch. This isn't like, you know, no yards given here. So not a lot of success coming from that one, but Barnsley with Sam Cook will build from the back. Jabbar Mohammed cleared that one up, but unfortunately didn't find his man or managed to get it upfield, so Barnsley still got the pressure.
Been a good start by Barnsley.
Yeah, they seem to have settled in nicely early on. They got a nice shape and they're putting it together. Regan Millard there, putting basically his own players under pressure, and having to clear up there was Brandon Fern, because he was being pushed all the way back. So just as we said, good start. The commentators' curse, we're finding themselves penned back in.
Yeah, I think that was one of those, maybe once you settled into the game, maybe he sets the goalkeeper there and they look to play out. But initially in a game of this magnitude, it's understandable that you just find safety there.
Yeah, you certainly do. So Matthew Parker trying to get it going, trying to set his forwards down. Scott Robson, who's got a famous uncle, I can inform you now. He's got an uncle called Brian, who used to play just down the road a little bit, across the road, up the road, at United and obviously England. And a Scott on our screens. So Barnsley, once again, good pressure in here. They're pressing nice and tight in there. Luke Ridley had no room to move. There's Robson again. Been pushing that corner. He's kept it in. And has he won himself a corner? No. Referee says that is a goal kick.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. Defender's done well. Kind of 50-50. He would have done very well to come out with something there. So you can see here, Barnsley defence is split. Carlisle very high indeed. They've set a couple of traps there, and then sensibly Barnsley decided to go a bit longer.
Oh, brilliantly won in the air there by Josh King. Carlisle captain, and once again, look, he's there again, clearing this all up. And it's straight up there. Back with a bit of interest from Barnsley. And then they're settling again. Tinker.
No,
Tinker's on the ball. He's the outlet at the moment. He's the outlet. And he's got Dominic Moan outside him, but he's taking it into the box. Can't do anything there. Nice little turn, but cleared away by Carlisle again. Once again, good pressure, Barnsley.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off in the middle of that, Richard. Yeah,
well, I'm used to it, mate.
I think Mayo's doing a really good job in the 10 there for Barnsley. Harry Mayo's just finding little pockets of space, and even if he's not getting the ball, he's actually dragging defenders out of spaces that are allowing the midfield to run into. So effective work and good work, and the sort of work that sort of gets your teammates on side, even if it doesn't get you the headlines sometimes.
And I think we're going to see a lot of him as the game goes on. I'm just looking down here, 8 man of the matches this year. So, and he's not on the goal chart. That means that he's a provider, he's an assister, he's out there making it happen.
I like to think I was that sort of player as well, Rich. I'm not too sure people I played with thought, though.
Well, let's just live with the fact that you were, and as long as you can sleep at night. But back to the real boys in the middle there. Forward, and unlucky there, just trying to push it through with a bit too much interest. Mason Butcher. And so it's a Carlisle free kick.
I think defensively both teams have kind of settled in pretty well. We saw this last week as well down at Cobham for the trophy final between Chelsea Foundation and West Ham Foundation. It's always more difficult to create than it is early on in these sort of games, but defensively both sides look really well set up.
Yeah, they're just settling into their rhythm, and I think Carlisle are just trying to find a little bit of room just to put their foot on it, but the pressure's getting there. I'm going to go to my notes here. Harry Mayo, the 2-footed forward, is better known for his assists than his goals. One of the most hard-working players. Now, you know, I should have read that earlier, and I probably did, but 8 minutes in, we're picking that up, and so he's got that trait all the way through his game. Pressing and forcing the opposition in the mistakes. That's what we're seeing from him already.
Yeah, I think that within your own dressing room, I think that's a massive attribute. I think you are there seeing an example of what you call a player's player. So not someone who's necessarily on the score sheet every week, but in-house is obviously very, very highly regarded when you look at the amount of man of the match awards he's been awarded this season.
Yeah, right now this is the first attacking free kick of the game. Barnsley going to put it inside of that 18-yard box. So they clear the first man, as we all say, and unfortunately cleared it, but straight to a Carlisle player. But here we go.
Grass has done well there. He's unlucky.
Bird blocked. He picked there the space, and he did really well. Sorry, that was Jack Vigras getting carried away there.
That's a lovely ball.
Tinker, can you see that top right-hand corner? We saw it from up here, but it just didn't have the Thierry Henry curl that we saw from here. Once again, really good pressure from Barnsley.
Well, we said before the game they'll be chomping at the bit for this, and that's quite clearly how they've come out.
He's done well to get the space here, Vigras, and well blocked there. Well blocked by Carlisle. A little bit of climbing all over him, but that's allowed these days. Carlisle getting it up. It's well competed there, Matthew Parker. getting the better of Sam Alty. Tinker, now Tinker, we've got Mark Tinker as a coach, and we've got Tinker on the pitch, and I'm assuming they're related.
It's not in our notes.
No, that's what I thought actually, but
It's
maybe,
always
so let's say they're not.
It's always safer not to assume.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not assume. It only makes out of you and me. So, right. Good solid Barnsley.
Come on. Keep moving, boys. Can't stop.
And Jake Vigras has got a space in front of him again. Can he find the runner? Can he find Jake Bennett in a bit of room? Shot, but he's been picked up by Bennett, and nothing there. Nothing there. I think he was hoping that he might get a little something from the ref, but I think they were both running into each other. But Carlisle breaking well and breaking down the left there. Luke Ridley, but free kick been given away. But the ref wants to have a little chat with the coach on the sideline.
I think that was more of a half shout for a penalty there rather than a genuine one. See what the referee's going in to discuss over here.
Yeah, he's having a little chat with the coach. He's probably asking him to move back and stop getting overexcited. He's just moving a few of them back into their seats and just one man into that little area. So Carlisle just inside the Barnsley half. Well, not as far in the Barnsley half as he thought. The ref moves him back. And their first chance to just ping the ball from a set piece into the box. And it's short. Jake Brown trying to turn inside. Is he giving himself enough room for a shot? Nice little triangle there, unlucky there.
Mohammed made a great run there, an little out to win run, which Brown just couldn't, I don't think he saw it. It would have been a difficult pass to make, but a dangerous looking run and a good piece of movement there from Mohammed.
As you can see the little triangle, pyramid, diamond setting up there with Carlisle and then playing it, but it didn't just come off in that time. And so, but they're keeping the pressure, they're keeping Barnsley in their half at the moment, and after Barnsley's pressure, that's a good way to keep them, just keep them their chance to get a bit more settled.
It's probably Carlisle's best spell this last couple of minutes. They look more like themselves. They came down in previous round of the Cup and they played Tottenham Hotspur, play out of Barnet Southgate College. It's a team we work with in the Southern Premier League, and they were really, really good that day. They were probably stronger finishers than starters. Ended up winning 3-1 with a late goal to seal it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they grow into this game as well.
Yeah, they're just like, I think you live in Carlisle, you're used to long journeys for obvious reasons, and you just settle, take your time to settle. But unlucky there, that was Harry Mayer trying to get Jake Bennett away. Jake Bennett, the top scorer in the Cup this season, so we know he's going to be a danger. But Jonathan Fox for Carlisle just trying to chink inside and look for the space, but that's nicely found. Oh, nice little touch there. Matt Pryor trying to work well down there with Dominic Moan, but they're
well defended by Cook, that.
Carlisle seem to be getting to that ball just a little bit first. But here comes Carlisle again. Parker to Jake Brown. Once again, look, they're happy to go and work it. They're happy to go and look back, look sideways and work it. But that's Jake Bennett stole in front of there. That was a short ball. Luke Ridley sold him short. Oh!
Great pressure from Jake Bennett there.
Nothing wrong with that. Just come on, let's get up and carry on. Somebody caught you. Nothing wrong with that.
Really important job as a forward is to really get on those defenders' toes. Don't let them settle on the ball. And Jake Bennett done a really good job of that there. It's important that they do that for the 90.
Yeah, there we go. Jake Bennett getting there, and Carlisle, both of them, nice clear amount. So Jack Bennett doing what he's meant to do. Get the ball, move it up there and hold up. And so now they've got to find him from this free kick, and can he do the magic in the... Once again, the first man is a Carlisle man, unfortunately. Maybe that was just a bit too far out. Oh.
It's very much Bennett's competition, this. He's actually scored every goal bar one in their run to the Cup final since round 2.
Wow, so he's the man to look out for.
If they can find him,
they will. Find him. And so this is Regan Millard trying to bring it under control and find him, but unfortunately Carlisle were like a hot rash all over him. So back it goes. Carlisle coach John Gamble there, having these 2 penneth worth of these players, making sure that message is getting across. Probably telling them to settle, and they're having a nice little run at the moment, so it's got to settle into their game. So here they come again inside their own half.
And they've had a hell of a run towards the end of the season here. It's interesting.
And it's Jake Bennett. Is this Jake Bennett's chance?
Jack Bennett.
Oh, that is a penalty.
Oh, he thought about it. The referee definitely thought about it.
He put the whistle to
He's played the advantage.
And he played the advantage, but James Anderson was very lucky there, and he's given the corner, and he is being spoken to. Let's just look at this again. So Jack Bennett pulls away, and he beats the keeper Anderson to the ball there, and then Anderson is all over his leg. I tell you something.
Does he get enough of the ball?
I take my hat off to Jack Bennett, because Jack Bennett just got on, carried on, and he hasn't said a word. And don't get me wrong, that's exactly how it should be. The ref doesn't get it, carry on. But big call there. To me, it was a pen.
I don't know. It's hard. I wouldn't want to be a referee. I suppose if you're attacking, it's a pen. If you're defending, never.
Exactly. So Barnsley with their first corner. Anderson's there, clears it up. So going forward, nobody at the near post to pick up on that. But fair play to Bennett. I'll give him a spot in my team every day. Didn't moan, didn't appeal, just got up and carried on. And he said, ref, you want to give it? Fine. If not, we'll carry on. And he's got all the goals to go with it and that, so he can't knock that. But I assume that every academy in the country would have told him to go down, appeal, dive. But no, full marks to the lad.
Yep. I'm not sure. No problem, no worries was the communication to the referee after, but I take your point, Richard.
Yeah, Alty doing well there, trying to set up, get it in now. Unfortunately, couldn't quite get Jack Vigras away. Carlisle suffering a bit of pressure now. Alty looking again for the ball. Come out, trying to find his man. Mason Butcher letting them all know he's there. The ball falls to Butcher. Dom Claxton trying to get Tinker away down the wing. He's kept it in. There's pressure there, and Carlisle just run it out, and it's a goal kick.
I think Tinker made that into a good ball. Claxton's done the right thing to try and use the width, but they started off a bit narrow there. Possibly getting drawn into a bit of a dogfight last couple of minutes with a penalty appeal, but again, go back to it. It's such a big pitch. If players can keep their composure in their shape and use the size of the pitch to their advantage, particularly with Carlisle's schedule coming into this game, it may well tell physically as the game goes on.
Absolutely, you mean the trip to Thailand and the game on Tuesday?
100%, yeah. A tough game against Newcastle Foundation on Tuesday, who are a good side. I've seen a couple of their games this season. And that off the back, of course, of a trip to Thailand, drawing 2-2 with the national team out there as well. So, yeah, really hectic schedule, done really well to maintain both the form and the fitness that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's another Thailand connection here, because Sheffield Wednesday is owned by Chisinri, I think that's how it's pronounced, and Thailand. And when we came in the reception today, there's a shrine to the king, I think, because of the coronation of the marriage. But going on here, Jake Brown is inside the, well, I'm telling you all about Thailand, is inside the Barnsley 18-yard box, and they've won their first corner.
Yeah, lovely switching pass there from Mohamed, lovely flat ping on a diag, now he trots over. Should be a good delivery, this. On short.
Taken short, and now put in at the back post. And unfortunately, nobody's there, and Dom Claxton clears the lines. And Jack Bennett, can he hold it up? Well, I think he would have done if he wasn't being climbed all over by Dominic Moan. So, Jack Bennett doing his job again. I like him. He's a real workman-like player.
Yeah, I mean, might be a tad unfair as well, Richard, because he's obviously got quality as well. The amount of goals and assists and amount of match awards he's got this year are clearly a real asset to that team.
Absolutely. Real workman-like, and he scores goals. You don't get much better than that. So Barnsley building from the back again. King. Parker. Sorry, to Claxton. Luke Lloyd doing well there, picking up, clearing it. And now Luke Ridley trying to... Oh, he nearly found his man out wide. Sam Lilly clearing up for him, and we go back to James Anderson, and the pressure's on. He hasn't really got an outlet there, so it's going to come long down the middle.
Carlisle.
For Jonathan Fox, I think.
Carlisle leaving 4 up for these longer kicks, going 4v4 at the back with Barnsley. And here we go, combining really well.
Oh, and great play there, right at the last minute. Sam Cook just getting in, taking it off. Dominic, I think that was Dominic Moan's toes there, just taking it off. Just add, if you want to join the conversation with us today, hashtag NFYL final. Give us a shout out, tell us about it, and we'll try and get you a mention on screen. So, second corner for Carlisle. Mohammed with the corner, near post. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite get there. First man clears again.
Yeah, sensible that. They probably had enough numbers back, but they had such a high amount of players up in the Barnsley penalty area. Their best option, safest option. Safety first.
Barnsley just halfway inside their own half. Sam Cook trying to find Regan Millard. And back there helping him out. Harry Mayo, but they've lost it. And now fires Scott Robson. No, we're not going to do anything right, Scott Robson. We're going to go back. The referee has said there's a free kick there. And we're going to go back to a Barnsley free kick.
It's been a well-fought first kind of 20 minutes, Richard. It's hard fought, but fair as well. Even the penalty shout that was quite controversial, it hasn't affected the players. They've kind of, it's been clean, it's been hard and well fought. So all credit to them.
The ref's having a chat. I think that's the fourth official. Now he's having a chat with him again, and I think the fourth official has said something, and that's John Gamble, the Barnsley coach that the ref's having a chat to, and maybe some thoughts being expressed there that he's not happy with.
I mean, that's a hard job, the fourth official, isn't it? You talk about a sitting duck.
Yeah.
No offence to fourth officials, not.
No, obviously. Quite right.
Figure of speech.
Yes, yes. Well, remember, even the ugly duckling turned into a glorious, should I say duck, but I'm not sure that'll be a swan where I'll be coming from. But there's Barnsley coming away, trying to get Drake Bennett through. And that was exceptional work there. Luke Lloyd just cutting it off.
Really important.
Barnsley still doing it. Jack Bennett in there again, just putting hassle on it.
Looks like
there he is again. There he is again.
Looks like an intelligent defender, Luke Lloyd. He's made a couple of really, really important interceptions and quietly gone about some tidy other work as well.
So Carlisle again. Who's Sam Cook clearing it up? So that was Luke Lloyd. Where am I coming from? Dominic Moan spinning it out wide, and Matthew Parker. Good ball looking with Jonathan Fox, and he lays it off, and now the clip over the back. And could Jake Brown get the other side? I think, guys, he did get the other side. He made it happen, and then Brandon Fern cleared his lines.
Yeah, they're clearly looking for that, Carlisle, that sort of longer pass, turning the Barnsley defence around facing their own goal. But so far, Barnsley have dealt with it pretty well.
So, what we've got here, we're on Carlisle's third corner of the game. Now, I keep saying it each time, the first man has always been a Barnsley player on it, so can they just get this first touch, find his runners? In there, they got King, they got Lilly. And there, that was Scott Robson, who seemed to have a free header.
Yeah, he doesn't look the tallest.
No, but the Carlisle number 7, they just didn't quite have it. Let's look at it again. Here we see this corner coming from Mohammed. And there it is, he's got the free header, and he just didn't connect.
Dare I say, it looked like he was expecting a clattering as he approached that.
Exactly, it's kind of like somebody's going to hit me and clench, but do you know what? They're going to hit you anyway, and if it goes in the back of the net, it feels a lot better when they clatter you.
There speaks a former rugby player.
I like to think I could still do it. Anyway, Josh King clearing nicely. Yeah, and Jack Tinker being pulled all over the place by Mohammed, and he's won the free kick. And so we're going to be, here we go, see it here. Mohammed loses out a little bit. Tinker wings the ball. So look, he's all over his shirt. Over his shirt. I like your shirt. And I think you need to swap shirts at the end of the game. But so ref having a little word with Mohammed. And Tinker down there. No, it was on the River grass. So it's going to be Claxton clear his lines.
Yeah, just seeing Mohammed heavily involved, sitting in front of the Carlisle defence at the minute, but on set pieces and played a couple of nice passes. It's no surprise to see that he plays his football outside of the programme in the Northern League.
So Barnsley coming again. Scott Robson, is he having to go from 30 yards? He did, but it was unfortunately no trouble for Jake Barton. Jakes and Jacks.
Looked like Robson tried to put a bit of noodle on that, hitting across the ball, trying to get a bit of swerve. Didn't quite come off, maybe next time.
So Barnsley clear their lines, but Carlisle bring it back in. Mohammed, Luke Ridley, finding his man outside in Parker. Carlisle have pitched it up. Oh, nice there from Mayo. And can he get Bennett in? And he was offside. And once again, you're not going to see Bennett even say, was I? He just accepts it. Linesman today. Picked it up straight away. And from here, also looked offside. Let's have a look at it here. Nice.
Lovely touch in there. And it probably looked from up here. Can't quite see it on the replay there, but probably looked a little bit offside.
Yeah, I think Bennett went early rather than Cook played it as soon as he got the chance. But clearing the lines, James Anderson looking for, is it Fox up front? Nicely done. And that's Robson. It is Robson. It's opening again for him. And that was his left foot. And he makes think it's deflected. But I think he was looking for the same as what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, I mean, he looks confident going off either foot, which is really good to see. And what's really important when the first shot or first couple don't come off, don't be discouraged. If the opportunity's there to get a shot away, do it.
Absolutely. I think there's a great phrase Wayne Gretzky told me once, that he missed 100% of the shots he never took. And we see Robson is plying that same analogy there. Bennett is going to hold it up well. I'm being told that it's you missed 100% of the shots you don't take, not never took. Anyway, if you don't try, you don't get. That's where we're coming from.
I didn't realise Wayne Gretzky was on the live chat on YouTube.
You'll be surprised the contacts we have in here. So, building from the back, Dom Claxton again. Oh, that's it. Oh, unlucky. Cut out again by the man you've been picking out so far, Lloyd. But Barnsley coming back. Bennett's over the back. Oh, unlucky. Just didn't come down for him. Ready here. Orty. He's won the corner.
They're certainly at it here, Barnsley, and both benches. The energy coming out of both benches are kind of directly opposite us here. You can see is really, really invested in this game. It's building up to be a real good contest, this.
Certainly is, and don't forget that you can be involved in this contest. Hashtag NFYL final. Tweet us, tell us about it, tell us where you're watching it, what you're doing, and we'll get you a shout out. So Barnsley with their second corner of the game.
Well taken.
Excellently taken there. James Anderson, he just commanded that and nobody came near him. He liked that, and he's in control in that box.
Just received a word from our friends at Fulham Foundation, who are supporting the Southern Premier League. Got the game up on the screen in there, so hello to everyone there. Hopefully see you soon over the summer.
Excellent. What, as they sign up for more work, Tom? Is that where we're coming from? Let's hope so, anyway. So, back here at Hillsborough Stadium. If I haven't told you once, it's established 1867. If I remember rightly, it's the Sheffield Wednesday, because that's when the workers were allowed to play out of the factories, and that's how the game started, and that's why they're out here in the community.
Every day is a school day.
It certainly is. We do learn something, and I try and be the person to instill it into you. Right, Barnsley again. Carlisle. Maya Parker trying to find that ball through. Brandon Fern is looking for Bennett. But his opposite number, Josh King, just gives it back with a little bit of interest. Claxton there, didn't get done for the push in the back. So Barnsley coming forward, Tinker.
Done well there, Tinker. Really strong running with the ball. We're just looking at the Carlisle forwards. They combined really well when they got closer together. Last kind of 5 minutes or so, gaps have just created in their units a little bit more. So I think they'll get more success if they can play a little bit closer together and look to combine.
Absolutely, yeah. So another little attacking free kick for Barnsley, and they're up on the 18-yard line, and it's going to be Vigras that's going to put it in there. I think he's going to be looking for Bennett and Claxton. And it comes Anderson. Anderson claims again.
It's a long ball from Anderson. With England playing at the Oval today, will it be the last swinging delivery we see?
From an Anderson. Oh, he's not involved in these, is he? So it's all right.
Got that many wickets for England, I think he can do what he wants. Great pressure again from Barnsley in that attacking third, winning the ball high. It doesn't come off this time, but it's a real weapon for them, their defence and that high press.
Barnsley with Millard doing nicely, setting it up, and may have been. I thought he was going to go with the longer ball, but he's played it, he's found Audley well, and he's looking to try and get Bennett in, but fortunately he's kept away in the 18-yard box again. Robson trying to get in behind Tinker, and Tinker's happy to let it run. Barnsley throw.
It's not a bad idea though, just using that space again, and at worst case scenario, Barnsley are forced to build from here. So it's worked for them previously in the game, and I won't be surprised if they continue using that.
And there was Anderson, nearly combined and for not the right result with Lilly, but he got it clear, and at the end of the day, he got his job when he came through. Nobody was going to get in his way, so well played, Anderson there. But Barnsley picking up some of the drips are coming, and here we go. We've got Vigras coming down the right. He's got Bennett in the middle there.
Oh, they've run into the same space.
Millard just came inside, and he could have gone back, but he's trying to get the ball back in there. He's still got everybody up, and he's got it in now. Bennett claiming he was held. And
he's given it!
He's given it! He's given it!
Oh, I don't know. I thought the first one looked more like a pen originally. Let's have a look at that.
Is he evening it up? That's wrong to say. But I think he's given that against Lilly. I think there the ball came back in. Well, he definitely held him. He definitely held him down.
It's that man Bennett in there though, isn't it?
It is. And so Barnsley with
Mark Butcher.
Mark Butcher, the chance to open the scoring. Anderson, little jig on the line, trying to put him off, but Butcher, what he can do. Oh! He's gone straight down the middle. He scored, that's the thing, he scored down the middle under Anderson. Anderson was unlucky, but you can see what that means to the Barnsley players there. They are ecstatic with that.
Doesn't matter how they go in, you get as many goals for a 30-yard screamer or one that goes in, squirts under the keeper like that.
I mean,
Mason Butcher there came through the academy at Barnsley, so he's got a good pedigree. Man for the big occasion.
And as we see it again there, that was very unlucky for Anderson. You just see it slip under his body. He gets the right way, but just too much power in there. And so they're off. We're at the races. BarnsleyFC Shadow Scholars 1, Carlisle United Parkview Academy 0.
Probably on the balance of play, they've deserved that. Had more territory and looked more like scoring. Carlisle have had flashes of flashes of chances, if that makes sense, but Barnsley have built their attacks with a bit more substance so far. So on balance, probably the right scoreline.
Barnsley coming again. Beagrass is trying to feed Bennett in, but Carlisle bring it away, and they're going to just try and settle now. They're going to feel they were hard done by that penalty, but I think they were lucky to get away with one. Fox with a nice turn. And as you were saying earlier, Tom, he likes to just pick it up on the shoulder. There's Robson.
It's unlucky. Be good to see Fox get into the game a bit more. He's got a lot of goals this season. Some big performances for Carlisle. So certainly not one to shirk from a big occasion. He's actually the second joint top scorer in the league this year, going toe to toe with Bennett, his opposite number today.
It says, well, it bodes well that we've got the 2 top scorers on the pitch today. Jake Barton with the long clearance for Barnsley. We hardly mentioned him today. It's all been Barnsley, and that was offside. I was just going to say that's level, but it was definitely offside. That was where it was. I was just picking up on James Anderson. I am the goalie, Barnsley keeper. Sorry, Carlisle keeper. He's saying notes here made great strides with the Carlisle's academy, and he's highly rated by the Carlisle United first-team goalkeeping coach. I can see why. He's dominant in there, and he likes to come for the ball. I'm a former keeper as well. Did I mention that?
Oh well, I don't doubt, Rich. You're a man of all trades and an expert of those as well. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great surprise to me seeing how he's conducted himself, how he's commanded the box. He was unlucky with the penalty. Maybe the decision to come for the penalty shout earlier on, when they watch it back, might be one to think about. But certainly looks a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he's cleared it right up onto the Barnsley 18-yard, and that's Jake Brown trying to get in there, and it didn't quite fall for him. But Barnsley clearing again, and they're going to look for that man, the outlet, Bennett, and there he is. He's going to take it down the line. And he's going strong on it. And do you know what? I tell you, that's good work there by Josh King. He's giving it as good as he is getting. And Bennett there was a little bit over-enthusiastic, and the refs picked up on it. And the refs can have a nice little word with him. But I think that was just over-enthusiasm.
I mean, initially they both done really well. A really good run and well defended initially, but I suppose, yeah, just a bit overzealous, maybe a bit annoyed that after regaining the ball of King initially, Bennett lost it again, and just leaving a bit on there. Doesn't seem to be too much malice in it, though.
No malice, but he's got himself in the referee's book for that one. Yeah, first yellow card of the game for Bennett.
I don't know if that's a shame, you know. It seemed a hard challenge, but a fair one to me.
And thank you for Helen watching the final from Tenby while celebrating their silver wedding anniversary. Come on, Barnsley.
Well, so far so good, and many congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, and maybe 5-2. Maybe there's something in that 2 and 5 that we're going to get here, you know. Carlisle trying to break through the middle again, but Barnsley clearing it up nicely. And there's that man again that we've seen a lot of, Butcher, the goal scorer.
It's a good ball.
Finding it live down the wing, Bennett's in there, he's pulled off his man, but it just didn't come for him. Butcher again clearing up, putting it in there. I think that's... that is LT, yeah. You pulled him out a lot today, you mentioned him a lot. He's very much involved in making it happen out there.
They actually rotate really well. The attacking unit at Barnsley has caused all sorts of problems just with their subtle movements. So no one's in the same place for too long, and it just gives the Carlisle defence something to think about as Fox comes forward now.
Fox, and he's got Robson in the box there. There is Robson. He's looking for him. It's just popped over the back of him. They kind of just switched out there. That's Robson was, you know, they're doing each other's roles there. But Robson, he picked up a really good space. He saw where it was. So it's looking good for Carlisle. I don't think there's too much in it at the moment. I just think there's a, you know, they're probably still just off that Thailand plane in that game in the week.
Yeah, I think from a tactical point of view, these players seem to have a clear understanding of their roles within the team. So when one player vacates a space, and this goes for both attacking units, when one player vacates a space, another one seems to fill it. So I suppose that's a sign of training so regularly together. Part of the programs that these players are on, they'll be training 3-4 times a week, and as a consequence of that, and the quality of coaching that they get as well, it's not a surprise to see that their tactical understanding is really good.
Yeah, and that's all in the coaching. I'm assuming that's all in the coaching, that as they, you know, told what to do. And this is where obviously things like Coach Logic and that come in. Let me just say this: McCreary Sports Management, excellent coverage of the final from Cheers Mate Pro. Tight game so far. First goal is key. Well, they were right, and they are right, and you're right. It is good, and you're doing well. I tell you, it's win-win-win.
Well, I'm trying, Richard. I'm trying. Very trying. If you speak to some people.
Now, I was just cutting you off there. Coach Logic, what you do, these players where they're finding these holes and everything else, that's the type of, you know, the app can be used for that, and you know, how the clubs and the coaches use that and interact with the players?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can use Coach Logic as an individual, take out your own account, or you can take out a team account as well. From a team point of view, it's a really good resource because, like you said, it works on an app. So players and coaches download the app, and any games that are filmed are uploaded to there. And every user, be it a coach or a player, has full freedom to do their own analysis, create their own clips, and then collaborate on the clips that they've created on there.
Looking for those holes, as Luke Lloyd was there, trying to find Jack Brown over the back, but Barnsley clear again. And but Sam Lilly clears it all up to his partner Josh King. Move now to Luke Lloyd, who's looking for Robson down the line as Fox comes inside. Hopefully Robson can pull it back for him. Good defending by Barnsley, keep him out there.
Bit more movement in the box itself there. Some really good changing of positions and rotating in the final third there. But we had a couple of players, I think it was Brown and Mohammed in the box. They arrived slightly early, but then sometimes you need to make that second run just to create another option in there.
And do we know, are both these teams, are they player teched up today? I mean, we're not getting it live up here, obviously, but I assume they would be, so that all these players will get their feedback on their last game of the season, the final?
Yeah, so Player Tech work with Carlisle Parkview, so that they'll be wearing the units today. They also work with the academy at Barnsley, so...
Just cut you in as Fox just here. Oh, so I was cutting you up there. I thought Fox was going to tee it up on his foot and take it in, but Barnsley clear again. And they're looking for Bennett down the line, and he's going to give Josh King a run for his money. But Anderson, I mentioned before, clears nicely, but he didn't find his own team.
He's done well there, Anderson. Read the game well. Just took the sting out of that with a really composed clearance.
Here's Bennett again. He's going to go against King. He's trying to find Begrass inside him. He's looking over the back.
Touched by Mayo.
Mayo, yeah. Oh, he laid it off nicely. Oh, just didn't quite fall for him. That was your man, Eltie, again. Just didn't make it happen.
Yeah, I'm just going to pick out Jack Tinker as well on the left-hand side here. So running really strongly with the ball. He just played a lovely little ball into Bennett there, but seems to be a really good runner with the ball. We saw last night, for instance, in the Europa League final, every time Hazard got on the ball high and could get free of his man, it's a real weapon running with the ball at pace, and Tinker seems to do that really well.
Yeah, and I think that's an all down to confidence, isn't it? I mean, you've got to have confidence on the ball, and you've got to have confidence to run with it.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to be given that confidence and freedom as well, and it's clear that the Barnsley coaching staff have done that.
So Barnsley once again, there's that out. It's Bennett, and they know he's going to hold that ball up, and he's going to bring these midfields coming up into their game.
Tackle.
Once again, Carlisle clear. Barnsley trying to get back up there, but Barnsley clear up again. They're winning this midfield battle at the moment. They just seem to be picking up all the 50-50s and the odds. But Lloyd looking for Robson, running on Robson, and Fox seem to have switched out a bit at the moment.
Likes that run into the corner there, Robson. Works that.
And he's done well there because Brandon Fern had no choice there but give him the corner. So Carlisle with another corner, their 4th of the game.
Yeah, might be a bit coarse to call it a channel ball. I don't think it was a channel ball. It's a pass into an area that they know that Robson's going to make a run into. When he does that, Fox makes a good run inside, and it is moving the Barnsley defence around and causing a few problems.
Mohammed on a ball search. So we're just finishing up here, so they'll know how far they've run, what they've done, and everything else from their player tech kit by the end of the day. And that'll be the little lump in the back of their shirt that they're wearing that tells us that they're being monitored. I wish they had them in my day, so somebody could have told me how far I was running.
I don't think I'd want to know.
What, how far I ran? Mohammed with the corner. Carlisle's 4th corner. Back in the box are all on top of the keeper. Ball's in. Oh, unlucky. And it's fallen to Robson on the edge, and he's teed it. He's managed to get it away, but it's been cleared again by Barnsley, and they've cleared their lines. And Lloyd just about put it back in, but the referee's picked up a foul in there, and so Barnsley clear their lines. Not too greatly hassled in there.
Yeah, I mean, the foul there is just another case of overstretching a little bit. Eyes lit up here, Robson get a shot off. Might get another opportunity here, but nothing in it. Fair challenge. Sorry, fair game to go for the challenge, but unfortunately just a bit late on it.
Yeah, and so Barnsley, chance to find, and that is dead on time. We're half-time. We go into half-time. Barnsley 1, Carlisle 0. Before we look back at that half, Tom, what's your initial thoughts?
A really good half of football. I mean, maybe a slightly nervous start from both teams, and Barnsley certainly settled the better. Potentially had a penalty earlier on, then did get a penalty and stuck it away. On reflection, I'd say it's probably a fair result in a minute. Butcher, I suppose, is goal the difference between the sides, but a lot of attacking intent from both. Just would like to see a little bit more from the front line of Carlisle in the second half.
Yeah, I think both teams settled. It took a bit of time to settle. Magnitude, stadium, atmosphere, everything that goes with it. You know, but they settled in nicely. And when I've watched these games, I'm very impressed, and I'm always impressed with the level of the play and the football, because it does seem to be it is a good level. It's not, we're so used to watching Premiership, European, everything else. You go down the park and you think, oh, what's that? This is a really good level. These guys know how to play football. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it's no coincidence that they're being coached by pro license, A license, and B license coaches, and that's always going to result in players that are both tactically aware. From a preparation point of view, physically, they're very well prepared through the sports science support that their sides get, and that shows in the performances. I mean, they will be able to review their physical stats through player tech post-game, and they'll also be able to review their performances from a tactical point of view, as both teams are going to be provided with Coach Logic platforms to do just that.
Excellent. So they'll be able to watch back this game, just like we're now going to see the penalty that was given. Let me put that up there from there. We see the foul which led to it. Here we go. Nice cross, and we're just seeing there. He's just climbing on him and stopping him jumping, and the ref, we got him in the shot there, and he's not thinking about it. We see it again here. Yeah, you can see it, a really, really clear pull of the shirt. Now, VAR here, watch it again once more. You watch him pull his shirt, the back of his shirt, as it comes across. There, look, you can see his hands all over him. He's pulling them down. He ain't got a hope. And that is a stonewall penalty, VAR or no VAR, all day. Well done, ref.
So there speaks a goalkeeper, and from an attacker's point of view, yeah, it probably was. Anywhere else on the pitch, is it a foul, though? I'll let you decide.
Pulling somebody's shirt, absolutely. And there's the penalty. And Anderson, I thought, was very unlucky there. And Butcher, he's done well with that.
Probably catches Anderson by surprise. Hits it well. Not being a goalkeeper, I don't know about goalkeepers' preparations, but from the taker's point of view, if you hit it cleanly, it's always got a chance.
You certainly have. Now, earlier in the game, there was another penalty appeal, which wasn't given, but one that you, at the time, I joined in afterwards with you because I'm the black sheep. You thought this was a penalty.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I think Anderson does get a touch on the ball, but I think he gets more of Bennett, which makes it a penalty for me. Essentially, if he can not come. He doesn't give the referee a choice to make. The issue he's got is Bennett's lost his man, so he has to, really. Otherwise, there's a clear shot on goal. It's a 50-50 one. I can see why he hasn't given it. I could see why Barnsley are upset he hasn't given it as well. So, in true pundit style, I'm going to sit on the fence on that one.
I'll tell you what I like about this. You see from there, Bennett just got straight up. He didn't appeal. Do you think the ref, at the time we said the ref is giving it, it looked like he was going to give it. Bennett just got straight up and carried on. Do you think that influenced his decision that this isn't a penalty?
Maybe. I think the referee even played the advantage on that one. I think looking down from where we were, the referee had his arms out after the incident. And I couldn't work out whether he was saying to carry on or play on, as in I'm playing advantage. I don't know what the rule is exactly on how long the advantage goes on for in that situation. I suppose if it's a foul in the middle of the pitch, we wouldn't be able to bring it back as long as it was before the ball went out of play. But yeah, it looked like the referee definitely thought about giving a penalty there.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And Carlisle, thank you for commenting. Hashtag NFYL final, which was never a pen for me. Well, that's what we love about this game. It's all about opinions. It's all about personalities. And on that note, we're just going to take a little break, and we'll be back to you very shortly with the second half.
Terry Wesley, Academy Manager, Head of Player Development. Once each player has got his own individual plan and he knows what he's looking for, he can then start clipping his work through Coach Logic. He can sit on his own and go on and do that work, so he becomes an independent decision maker. He can then come to his mentor, and just seen young Vachon walk past us there at the end of training. He's one of the players I look after. And yesterday we had 29 minutes of work that he had clipped against Norwich's under-23s, and me and him would sit down and go through that type of work of what we think is missing and what is required to get in and around the first team and look like Aaron Cresswell.
It reaches as well. It's not just in terms of a self-reflective tool for the players, for them to use. It's also then used for our coach education, our staff education. We have players who, you know, travel and play all ends of the country, all ends of the world, even in Europe, and all of their games will be filmed. So a coach anywhere or a member of performance staff and the parents can watch that game.
Terry Wesley, Academy Manager, Head of Player Development. We constantly talk about here, how can we speed up the development programme? How can we speed up a Reece Oxford to get in the team, a Reece Burke to get in the team, a Josh Cullen, a Martin Samuelson, young Vachon? And that some of that work is the player taking control of his learning. And that is what Coach Logic can help us do. That can take control of the learning.
reaches as well. It's not just in terms of a self-reflective tool for the players, for them to use. It's also then used for our coach education, our staff education. We have players who, you know, travel and play all ends of the country, all ends of the world, even in Europe, and all of their games will be filmed. So a coach anywhere or member of performance staff and the parents can watch that game.
Wesley, Academy Manager, Head of Player Development. We constantly talk about here, how can we speed up the development programme? How can we speed up a Reece Oxford to get in the team, a Reece Burke to get in the team, a Josh Cullen, a Martin Samuelson, young Vachon. And that some of that work is the player taking control of his learning. And that is what Coach Logic can help us do. That can take control of the learning.
Welcome back to the Cheers Mate Productions production of the National Football Youth League final between Barnsley Football Club Shadow Scholars and Carlisle United Parkview Academy. The second half about to get underway. A penalty to Barnsley, meaning it's 1-0. They lead 1-0. Tom Shanks, what Coach Logic, technical sports solution guru, second half, what do you think?
Well, first of all, we need some officials. We might have to go down and do it ourselves to start with. But from a serious point of view, I think Barnsley have looked really good. They're at it. You can tell that they really fancy this. They've had to wait a long time for the game, and it's shown in the way they've applied themselves. Their frontliners kind of caused troubles throughout the first half of Carlisle with their movement. And they've probably had the better of the chances as well. Carlisle looked dangerous when they turn the Barnsley defence around, but I just think they need to, their front line needs to get a little bit closer together. When they have done that and combined, they've looked really good. We saw halfway through the first half down the left-hand side, there's a little 1-2 off a longer pass. Just those combinations will cause Barnsley trouble. So the more the the Carlisle Parkview Academy forwards can come into it, into the game, the more interesting it will get. But at the moment, Barnsley look very strong.
They certainly do. They certainly do. And I think that I know Carlisle 17 points clear of him in the league. I keep going back. Thailand end of the week, semi-final early this week. Barnsley look like they've got the legs for it, so I hope they have.
Thank you.
So the second half about to get underway. You will see our clock pop up in the corner and the countdown start. Don't forget hashtag NFYL final, and we will get your name and your shout out, your thoughts. And we like your thoughts, we like your opinions, we want to hear it. And Barnsley get us away, attacking the Leppings Lane end, defending the Spion Cop built into the Yorkshire Hills. So right to left of Carlisle. building from the back, early pressure from Barnsley, trying to carry on where they left off in the first half.
Yeah, it's a good trap that from Barnsley. They've done well there.
Yeah, they just pushed it back in the corner there, and they're building slowly. Millard orchestrating it in there, and that was Tinker trying to get in. But there's your man again, Lloyd, clearing up nicely. You've mentioned him popping up in different places.
Yeah, he does. Just seems to make the right decision at the right time. Don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but yeah, certainly looks an assured defender, that's for sure.
Yeah, he certainly does. He does the job, doesn't he? So Barnsley now down on this near side with LT. Mayo trying to get Vigrass away, but he's given away the goal kick. Good defending there by Carlisle. Has he twisted his ankle a little bit there? I think that was Ridley that was... No, it wasn't Ridley, it was Sam Lilly that was pressurising him, but so he's all good.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too serious down there. We had in the trophy final last week, we had what looked like a bad injury for West Ham's George Unwin, and after a long season playing on the football education programme that they're on here, and also in their non-league programmes as well, it would be horrible to spend the summer after all that hard work unable to enjoy himself. So hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, we're nothing worse than just having to have your foot up in the sun because the physio says you've got to get some light rest and R&R. But anyway, in the Yorkshire Riviera heat, we have now Carlisle pushing Barnsley back. Tinker trying to get in on the act. Parker finding his man Mohammed in the corner there. Carlisle happy to just go back and start building through Ridley. They are. He's looking for the ball through. Didn't quite come off.
Yeah, already the second half, Carlisle looks to be putting better patterns together with their passing. So probably more of what we expected to see from them, given the form guide coming in. They got a ridiculous goal difference in their last 5 games, something like 25 goals to 2. Of course, they've had a hectic schedule in the build-up to this cup final, but yeah, look more like themselves at the beginning of their second half with the patterns that they're playing out with. Yeah,
and they are going to come good. We know that. So let's see how they can build here. They've got the space. They couldn't get Robson in, and this could be a chance for Barnsley to break. Bennett, he likes to get on the shoulder and turn. And can he turn? I'll tell you something, that Lilly in the back there, Lilly and King have done really well holding them back. But here's Auty trying to get round that man again. There's our man Lilly doing his job.
Yeah, really good defending there, really composed as well, because Auty's lively in there. He's in his own penalty box and
building well here. Can Tinker get on the end of it? If he can, that's a great movement. And he got there. Oh, Mayo! Bennett now can try and find the room.
That's a great block.
Oh, just wasn't there. That was on a plate for Mayo.
Yeah, that's a really good block in there as well, because Bennett shapes to shoot. Good first touch. Probably could have done with it slightly more out of his feet, but all the same, that's 8 yards out of a clear shot at goal. Really good block, well played.
See it again there. This is a lovely build-up. This is a really great build-up. A great ball there from Ridley. Sorry, great ball there from Butcher. Just Tinker finds the space, gets it over, and there's Mayo, and no, he's not. Just not there, and then Bennett just couldn't get the shot off there. We saw it, and that is exceptional defending by Parker, getting the block in now. And now, back to the game, Carlisle. There's that man again, Parker. Oh, is he teeing it up? It's all looking nice. Oh, it's coming wide as Mohammed. He's got a bit of space. He hits it.
Good block.
And that is a great block. And that's the goal scorer, and he's on his back, and the ref's going to call that. That was straight into the face, and he went to get up and he fell over again, and the physio straight on. He's not waiting for anybody, and he needs a little bit of TLC there. Well, a little bit more than TLC.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, that's a fantastic block, and it definitely is a head injury. It might just, I say, just a ball to the face. That's going to hurt, and obviously a referee's got to do the right thing and stop the game.
He just threw himself at it. It didn't. There wasn't the ball that hit him. It was Mohammed as he came down afterwards. I think if we see that again, I think it was just Mohammed just came down on him and caught him there. The block was with the arm. If VAR was at a different angle, I think we'd be seeing something different. But the arm just seemed to be up, and it was the fall afterwards. But he's looking like he's up and about. I think he's going to be fine. He just, well, hopefully he goes off to be assessed in whichever assessed. But I know he's not allowed, it's not rugby where you have that, but hopefully he's not just allowed to run around and then find out that, like for Tongan in the Ajax, you know, just, oh, well, I was sick, but I think I'm okay now. What was it they said? Changed his short, so he must be okay.
Okay, I'm not too sure on that one, but yeah, looks like he's a bit more lively now. And what we did see there with that opportunity was the Carlisle front line and forward unit just playing a bit closer to each other. So the cross came in, okay, didn't quite hit the man in the box, but by virtue of the gaps being smaller between them, Mohamed was able to pick up the loose ball at the back post, and it just creates problems and gives the defence something else to think about.
Mason Mount, obviously he's made a big contribution to this game. We've picked him up a lot, but he's also the goal scorer. He's given a thumbs up, he's saying he's all okay. And fingers crossed he is, and he'll rejoin the game. So it's going to be a drop ball. And Mason Butcher will join the game again. Yeah, he's back in, and it's a drop ball, and Carlisle starting off from the back with our man Jake Barton. Oh, tried that nice to get that up there.
It's unlucky there, Barton. He's at first I thought it was a miss kick, but he's actually deliberately kept that low to try and create a counter attack if you can after a 3-minute stoppage.
Yeah, and really came off for him. But and Carlisle are battling hard in the middle here now, and Barnsley are snapping back at them nicely. Dominic Moan just giving the sorry, it wasn't Dominic Moan winning the free kick there, and Jake Vigras going to benefit from it.
Yeah, they've just looked to have a little bit more energy about them the first 7 minutes or so of this half, Carlisle. Let's see what happens here, though. Dangerous 4v4 in a box here for Barnsley.
There's Bennett, and this is Tinker trying to make it happen. Oh, and he's taken. It's all happening in the box there. He was taken off the keeper's hands, and that was it was Millard that just took it round there and pulled it back in, and then cleared.
I think it was Parker that got it away again. Another important contribution.
You see that here, just happened really, really quickly out of nothing. There we go. Millard just took it away, pulled it in. Yeah, and there's our man Matthew Parker clearing his lines very efficiently. Now a long throw from Barnsley, and put it right in the box there and cause some problems, and that has done just that. It's going to be bobbling around in there. Mohamed trying to clear it, finding his man Robson, and Robson clears it up nicely to Moan. Can he twist and find it back in there? He just arms out saying, ref, give me something. No, you create something. Unfortunately, Millard again back on the ball, turning it in now. That Vigras doing his bits. Oh, unlucky, just didn't quite, that triangle didn't quite come off. Both teams trying hard now to create and get some time on the ball. But it's falling Carlisle's way. They've definitely got a zest in their step this second half. Brown. Moan trying to get Fox through. Good clear by Sam Cook.
Yeah, it's better intent from Carlisle so far.
All over the top, Bennett. We know what Bennett's going to be. He's going to be all over it, but Lilly, or was it King, was there to clear up. Is Moan. Robson, one-on-one. Coming inside. Looking for Fox, but he's just not finding the man at the moment. Just that final ball from Carlisle's not really hitting the spot. Millard, he's getting a lot of time on the ball in the middle of the pitch now. He seems to be running the show down there. That Tinker doing his bits? Yes, it was. Tinker trying to find his way through. We said about him in the first half, and you mentioned him, Tom, about how he likes to run at people with the ball. I know we've been told we're not meant to compare him with Hazard. That was a tweet we had in earlier, but you know, he's got the same intent. Yeah,
it's just such a good weapon. Having a player that can run with the ball at pace is such a hard problem to deal with as a defender, particularly through the middle of the pitch and in dangerous areas. But just wanted to mention Millard in the middle there. A bit of head tennis for a couple of minutes. The game didn't really settle down. He was the one to put his foot on it and use his composure to kind of calm things down. He's there again, just stopping that attack.
And that was great play by King there. He brought it all the way back out from his 18-yard line, up to the halfway, and he's still fighting about it, and he's shouting at his lads saying, come on. He's definitely one of the leaders out there. This is just teetering towards a little bit of pressure for Carlisle. It's just that final ball that's not really coming off from at the moment.
Yeah, they really do need to try and stretch Barton and make him work more than they have. They're clearly technically very good. It's just now, I suppose, early doors in the second half, but they just need to, if they can, just work Barton a little bit more, even if it's something from distance, just to gain a bit of forward momentum in the game.
Yeah, we're just going to settle in a little bit more.
So going man for man in the middle of the park there, both Barnsley central midfielders just dropping in and taking the Carlisle players with them to create that space in the centre circle. Ball wasn't dropped into there this time, but there's a real big open space appearing in the middle of the pitch with that.
Remember the joiner. That was I was just going to mention that tweet, but in between that time, before we got to there, we went a lot higher than a tweet, and that is going to be Luke Ridley is going to go into the book with another yellow card, and the referee has a firm word with him, but yeah, he decided to he ran over our tweet and straight into that player.
Yeah, there was a bit on that one. I have to agree with the referee there. It certainly was a booking, but kind of nothing too much going on here. Yeah, he kind of looked like he knew what he was doing with that one.
Do you think the thing that he was about 9 yards from the ball when he made the tackle kind of gave that away?
It's fair to say that looked like one of my tackles when I was a player myself.
Was that because you just didn't have the speed, Tom?
Exactly that. Going back to the player tech and downloading the data, I don't think my battery would run out of life for quite a while.
So, Guy Thompson, thank you for your tweet, but we had a little bit of a yellow card there. Monday the Carlisle, hashtag NYF final. I'm sure you know what that means.
Oh, yeah,
and in fact, I've just been told it's Mon the Carlisle,
yeah,
as
exactly,
if you're a Geordie. I'm sorry, Mon the Carlisle, like, away the lads. I need educating. I'm sorry, Tom.
Apologies, he doesn't come up this far too often. I knew what you meant.
Listen, I'm Brighton. It's really south, and I have gone past Watford a few times, you know. And I'll be doing it a few more, because I might have mentioned earlier, great hospitality. Last night, great hospitality in the town as well. We found ourselves, you're a local around here, Yatesy's got lots of screens, although it did look like that Europa final was filmed from somewhere in the Outer Hebrides. The cameras were that far away, but hopefully you'll agree a much better production today of Barnsley Carlisle here at Hillsborough Stadium.
Yeah, it was a shame yesterday, watching the game. Such a massive game. Empty seats in a ground like that with two teams of that calibre playing.
And we got our first substitution of the game, Carlisle. Scott Robson has departed, and number 14 is not on our list, so it must, I think it's 14. So let me just tell you, it's either Quencorn, Hamrin or Stuckey have come onto the pitch, and we will try and bring you up to speed on that as soon as we see a number, unless he's wearing 14.
He's done well to win that header there, Cook. It's a difficult chance there. The pace had kind of gone from the delivery by the time it got to him, so trying to engineer a header from 16, 17 yards out, really, really difficult, but he's done well to get up and win that.
So the game's really slowing down a little bit now. It's like, you know, we're chopping a bit, and 2 long injuries for Cooks. Who's that going to benefit?
I suppose Barnsley at the minute. They're the ones winning. They don't have to go and push anything to win the game. On the flip side of that, it just might be a result of Carlisle's schedule, but we're in here.
Bennett just getting behind there, and has exceptionally good play by King. But what a great ball, just to put in over the back there, and Bennett doing what you were talking about earlier, Tom, just rolling off the shoulder, and we're going to see it again.
Yes, it's a good combination again from the Barnsley front line, and really well defended. I mean, they pick it up here. It's a lovely ball over the top, and Bennett's movement just gives himself that yard between him and King. But again, King defends really well, as he has done all day.
The first corner of the second half, and Barnsley's fault for the swung in there. But there's our man, Anderson, and he clears it up. He's very dominant there. It's very impressive.
He is, yeah. That corner had a lovely shape on it, and it's gone in head height on the 6-yard box. It would have been just need a red shirt in there. That's unlucky from Fern. Unfamiliar territory for a centre half, I suppose. Flashes of the Vincent Company, potentially.
You never know. You don't all have to start at the bottom and work up, as in where they should be now. Could be a late developer. Or he could be off to Bruges, Anderlecht.
Still holding out for my development, Richard.
Hey. You'll get there one day, Tom. Well, I mean, how much higher do you want to go? You're working alongside me today.
I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
Speechless. I understand where we go. Let's get back to the action down here. And so Carlisle looking to press Barnsley, get the first bit of real pressure in these last 10 minutes. And they're battling for the ball there. Battling hard, and it's gone Barnsley's way, but we got a man down. And
I think it's Fern.
Brandon Fern looks like he's got a bit of cramp. And the shot there was Dominic Moan fighting for the ball. But Fern, is he slowing it down or has he got cramp? Let's hope he's got cramp, because we want this game to keep moving. Keep moving, because it's a great game to be here watching at the moment here at Hillsborough Stadium.
Yeah, we saw Fern down here with a bit of cramp last week at the trophy final between Chelsea Foundation and West Ham Foundation. We had a very fragmented second half. West Ham were 1 up, and Chelsea were just starting to get a foothold in the game, similar to Carlisle here today. And the kind of the broken momentum of the second half really didn't help Chelsea whatsoever. So hopefully, from Carlisle's point of view, we won't see that again this week. But we do, I suppose, what we've got 27, 28 minutes to go now. We do need to see a little bit more verve, I suppose, in their attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the physio there offering a little bit of magic sponge. And apologies, I found it in my notes. Referee today, Jackson O'Sullivan. He's given the big decisions. He's not given the big decisions. I think, and he's been putting a couple of people in his book. I think he's doing a great job out there. So see everybody in the crowd sitting there saying to us, come on, get up, get on with it. We want a game to be played here. Don't forget to join the conversation, hashtag NFYL final, and we'll try and give you a shout out while we wait for Brandon Fern to recover from his cramp.
Be a real shame if he has to go off. He's had a solid game so far, and such a big occasion. It'd be a real shame to go off with cramp.
Yeah, well, obviously he's got to leave the pitch now anyway, and then come back on. So we assume he's okay, even though he's getting up and coming off. But let's say they're coming on. So back to the action, and it is Barnsley's throw, trying to get Bennett in down the line. And he's won another free kick. And the guy is very good, holding, turning, and committing those defenders to give those free kicks. Now Josh King giving it away that time.
Yeah, he just unsettles the defence really well. His movement's good. When the ball goes to him, it tends to stick. He certainly gives the defence something to think about, and it's just a really useful weapon, as we can see here, to get Barnsley possession high up the pitch.
So here Barnsley going to try and find Autry and Bennett, and it's falling at the back post, and it's there. Oh, off the bar! Exceptional. That was your man Outy. He gets everywhere.
Yeah, he's adjusted really well there, to be fair. On his unfavoured side, his left, just the first touch set up perfectly for the volley, and he's hit it well. Unlucky to hit the bar.
And we see that again in a minute, and the play dies to find out if the keeper just pushed that onto the bar. Oh, it went straight there, but excellent chance, excellently taken there, and we'll just see it again as it falls from the free kick, comes across, cleared, it falls, and he's just leaning back a little bit, and it goes Man, beat the keeper, but the bar got the better of him. Sees frustration. Great play there. Barnsley were looking to extend their lead, but it's Carlisle now. They get a chance to push it back to Barnsley and push them back to their 18-yard line.
Yeah, he's been full of energy and done some really good things on the ball today, also. You can see why he spent a long spell on trial with the Barnsley Academy.
Yeah, there's a few players out there that have done this, and you can all see they've all got something about them, haven't they?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Mohammed in there, Moan trying to win that, and is it falling for him? No, they've cleared their lines. Grass setting it up to Bennett. They know what he's going to do. He's going to hold it up.
That is a great touch.
And as he got the legs, can he find Bennett with the ball? Or he's just going to hold it up and wait for support? He's got Alty coming outside him. Can he find that? Inside him. He's coming in. And now it's Millard. And he's hit one, and it's just gone wide. It was all going wide all the time. Unfortunately, Anderson had it covered, but Regan Millard, exceptional play there by Barnsley. The build-up from the back coming in here. And Mayer just lays it off. Millard, one touch, rolls it under his foot, and just unfortunately a bit wide.
Yeah, great run and good composure from Mayo there. He's got into a really good position. Ideally, you want to get a shot off there if you can. Next best thing is to set an oncoming midfielder, and Millard was in a really good position to do that. But started off with a really good touch from Bennett to set up the counter-attack there, just bringing the other forwards into the game.
There's that man again, Bennett, that's just, beating everybody to it. He just got inside. I think that was King, but then cleared up by Lilly, or vice versa possibly, but here we go again. Carlisle trying to string it together, try and put the passes, trying to make it happen. Just unfortunately there for Brown, he just didn't quite fall in his line, but the crowd are picking up here, the atmosphere is picking up, everybody's liking it now. Carlisle are coming into this game.
Yeah, much better combinations from Carlisle there. Fern, a well-tied interception, but a bit of momentum building for Carlisle here.
Ridley and King, and then they got play
Well
between
read.
them, but Barnsley's pressures means that Vigras is on the ball again, looking for an outlet, and he's found, I expect that's Millard without his number, we can tell that's Millard. He's trying to get Alty in round the back. And that's just well played. It looked like Robson, but we know he's gone off. But well played by Carlisle. So Robson's back on. Yeah, it is Robson. We were told he was substituted earlier, but there we go. Listen, it's amazing that we can all get it wrong. That was a corner all day long. We saw it come off him. But anyway, goal kick. Barnsley, there's Alty. Good jumps.
A good battle that between two well-matched players, the two sevens, Alty and Robson. Full of energy and doing a good job of tracking each other's runs. So really good to see players with two of such attacking intent, not neglecting their defensive duties as well.
Yeah, since the Carlisle sub, are we not seeing now a back three of Barnsley? It seems to be. They seem to have changed up a little bit.
Yeah, they look like they've gone with more of a three at the back. At the moment, it's kind of put an extra body into the midfield, which is helping to kind of settle and stop too much coming through from Carlisle's point of view. I think as the game goes on, I wouldn't be surprised to see the two wing-backs just drop into form a five at the back rather than a three. Yeah, because we've seen Alty dropping in quite a lot here and kind of help out. And but saying that, Cook has been clearing up in there all day, so let's wait and see. But Carlisle now back. Mohammed is going to try and put it on there, and he's going to try and find a head of King or Lilly or Fox. And or Moan to get a little bit of momentum here. Goes into the box, and well claimed there by Jake Barton. He hasn't had a lot to do all game, but he comes nicely there, commands his area. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's well taken that. We saw a couple of variations in the first half of Carlisle set pieces, and I think with such a long ball into the box there, perhaps they could have done with shortening that up and using a different routine from there. A good take nonetheless, though.
Fox battling again, but it's come out to Alty, and he's going to find his man over the back, over the shoulder of the Carlisle defence. But Parker was up to the Gorsis, and Anderson comes out once again calmly. Finds it up, finds Robson, unfortunately behind him, and it's gone out for a Barnsley throw. Bennett in again behind, doing his stuff, and he's ref says, well, with the help of the linesman there, that Sam Lilly has taken him out and given the free kick away.
I mean, that's that. That's priceless, that.
So this is going to be interesting. Now, attacking free kick in a great area. And you can see Barnsley, they've already got a player in the pitch yet, they're slowing it right down. But this, and a dangerous area for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the tireless work from Bennett there just buys a free kick when nothing else is really going on. In tennis, coaches say always make your opponent play another shot because you might get that one that hits the net or whatever. And I suppose that's the football equivalent of that, a run, which you might not get nothing for, but every now and then you do, and they've got a really good opportunity now.
Right, Vigras to put it in there. And can they build on their lead here? Barnsley with a great opportunity. In it comes, back post. That's Mohammed, gets it away well.
Burns down again with cramp.
Clayton clearing up, and he's been put back in. And there's Bennett in the middle.
Oh, touches of the Chicharito there.
Well, I don't know about the Chicharito. I saw Giroud last night in that goal there. He could have gone in that bottom left-hand corner, just like, he got in front of his player. But excellent chance, and once again, our man Bennett. Yeah,
making a nuisance of himself in there. Just the way that he attacked that ball, he had to be quite imaginative because it comes at quite a straight angle for him. And it's looking at the flick and said shades of the Chicharito. He scored a goal for Manchester United once up at Stoke, I remember.
Was it a windy night?
I think it was daytime, but windy nonetheless.
Well, if you can do it there, you can do it anywhere. So we've got Fern down again with a cramp. It's going to be interesting to see if he can continue. And while that's going on, the players disappear off for an added break. We've got 18 minutes of the game left, plus a good 5 minutes of extra time at the moment. And don't forget to talk to us. Hashtag NFYL final. Tell us what you think of the game, us, the teams, the players. Let us know.
It's just while we got a minute here, just to touch on Carlisle's kind of build up and run into this final. Obviously, we touched on the schedule they've had going out to Thailand, playing against national teams and things like that, which has been a fantastic experience for them, and credit to everyone involved in allowing and providing that opportunity for those players and students. But it's important to note as well, their under-17s team also won the Northern Championship, so they've had a double league winning year, and this would cap what's already been a fantastic season for them, albeit they've got a little bit of work to do at the moment.
The Owl is the home of Sheffield Wednesdays, where we are. We're just waiting for Fern to recover a bit more and to know what's
just to
find out if he can continue.
Just to confirm, the substitute that came on earlier on is Callum Blenkhorn. So the 12 is Callum Blenkhorn.
So what happened to our 14?
You been to the opticians lately?
There was definitely a 14 on there earlier. Anyway, good to see Blenkhorn on the pitch. Fern is hobbling off. He will be taking no further part in this game. So Fern, the number 5, is off, and coming on for him is as soon as we get that number, and I'm going to get Tom to confirm who it is because I'm seeing things with my 14s and 12s. I'm going out on a limb. Sandy Masuku, number 16, is going to come on for Fern in the back there. But I know Tom's going to confirm it and tell us a bit about him.
Me and my big mouth.
So interesting, Fern, who's playing centre-back, been replaced by Masuku. Bennett in the meantime is in the 18-yard box, and a nice back heel. And Vigras, he's playing it through, Hazard-like. We keep mentioning him, but that's the topical bit at the moment. Unlucky there. But Masuku, who's we got down here, is a attacking midfielder. And
spent a bit of time at Bradford's academy, I believe.
Yeah, and he's come on, and so are they going to ask him to play in that back? No, I tell you what, we've got a shake-up is that
Will Heath is also on. Looks like he's gone into a defensive midfield role.
And Sam Cook's come into the middle. and who's dropped into right back. Alti's dropped into right back. Cook's gone in the middle for Fern, so he's playing alongside Clayton. Butcher's just in front of them. Well, give you time there, Tom, you work out what's going on where here, and I'll tell everybody what's happening. Yeah. So there's a number 14 for Carlisle. Nice turn on the block there. There's Robson, unlucky there. So, and you tell us what's happening, and I will confirm there is a 14 on the pitch. But Alti is breaking through, and he's got the ball through. And there's Bennett, he's got Mayo in the middle. He's going to go in his own, he is. And unfortunately, straight at Anderson. And Mayo, he's not having a go at him, but that was a gaping opportunity there to just square the ball. And it would have been just one-on-one.
Yeah, I think Josh King's angle of engagement there was superb. He cut off the square ball into the middle. Hopefully we'll see it on the replay now. But as he approaches Bennett here, his angle cuts off the easy ball in. If he does it, he had to do it on that first touch there. Once he takes the first touch, he's got no other choice to shoot because of the angle King approached him at. So good defending.
Exceptional. They've been exceptional all day. Well, there hasn't been a player on the pitch today that hasn't been exceptional so far. Everybody's given everything to the cause, but Carlisle are really pushing now for this equaliser. Blinkhorn trying to create something. Who's in the middle there? He's got the throw in. He's got Robson in the middle. He's got 16. He's got just Jake Brown, isn't it? Because I'm looking for a sub. Of course, he's been wearing that from the beginning.
I think Barnsley have moved Alti to right back. He's been playing there quite a bit in the second half of the season. So I think he's gone to right back, and Heath has come in and replaced him in the midfield.
Thank you. Now we know what's going now. Can they capitalise on this? Blink on. Coming in. It's good, but trying to clear up there. It's Jake Brown, but it's just not falling for them. And there's our man again.
It's just that out ball all the time, and now, oh, that's well played.
Through, and he's in, and he's one-on-one. He's got Mayo, but he's on his own, and he's pulled it across there. And that's the one he should be shooting on. Last one he should have squared, but he's a striker. He's got a sniff of the goal, and that should have been 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah, he's just unlucky there. That's unlucky. I thought it was a really good touch from here.
In the meantime, it's Fox, and it's there.
Go.
Oh, it's dropped for a mistake by Alti, and it's dropped, and on the volley, he's put it in the back of the net. And they are one happy team. They've been pressuring, and it's come through.
Well, that's a goal scorer for you, isn't it? We've been saying all game that we would like to see a little bit more from the front line of Carlisle. He makes something out of nothing, chasing the ball down. We'll see it here. Wins the header, makes something out of nothing on his own. And then it's one chance, the first clear chance he's had today. One chance, buries it. Good finish. Barton might be a bit disappointed with it, but he connects well enough. And in this game, he's had one chance, he scored one goal, so fair play.
Yeah, he's brave. He went in. The head came in. The boot came in. And I think from what he was saying, that he got that in the head a little bit. He got it called in, but he didn't care. Brave went through, took his chance.
Yeah, they hurt a lot more if it doesn't go in, right?
Exactly, as we said earlier, when you get clattered, back of the net, the pain goes. So Jackson Sullivan, a ref, just in a word with him. The game is set. We've got 12 minutes plus a lot of injury time. Barnsley won, Carlisle won. Where's it going from here? Are we now going to see that infamous Barnsley fitness that we know about?
Yeah, well, Barnsley have just brought Issa and Doe on, so fresh legs up top could cause a problem with the tired legs of Carlisle, we're assuming. But, you know, there's no doubt that goal's going to give him energy and a lot of go forward. So we're in for a good 10 minutes here.
On here, and Cook is being chased down by Robson. Good clearance ball, and do you know what? He gave him a push in the back, according to the ref.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Just a little bit. Got there too early, too tight, and yeah, slightly clumsy.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate. Don't quite know why he was holding his head while he was on the floor, though, Robson, but I suppose he knows better than us. So all the big boys up for Carlisle. Mohammed on the ball, two-man wall, just halfway between the penalty box and the touchline.
It's a good finish, that, from Fox.
Yeah.
Composed. Just make sure you hit the target and got to break the back of the net.
Good, so we've got Luke Ridley coming over, telling Mohammed what he wants. And he puts it straight in there, and it's a little touch, and it's there! And it's there! 5. Josh King. 2 goals in 2 minutes. This game has turned on its head.
That's a brilliant free kick. It's a lovely ball in. The surface isn't particularly zippy today. Not too sure how long before kick-off the sprinklers were on. So that's a really good ball put in at pace, nice and low. And Josh King's got across the front of his man there to the front post with a delightful little touch. We'll see it again here. And capped a really good performance for himself.
I think Mason Butcher will be a bit disappointed with that, let your man run complete, but that looked like a training ground manoeuvre. You saw there, Mohammed just pointed to it, and they were off at the races.
Absolutely, yeah, really well worked. Great quality on the ball in, which is all important, we were saying earlier on, and a really composed finish from Josh King there.
Barnsley 1, behind to Carlisle 2 for the first time in the game, but Barnsley again. Barnsley have been looking threatening the whole time. They just haven't taken their chances. So I think there's more goals in this game. We've got another 9 minutes, a good 5 minutes of injury time. So I see another goal in there, and you know, it's either a killer or Barnsley are back in it.
Yeah, I agree with that, absolutely. We have another look here. Little conflab on the taker there. It's a lovely ball in, one bounce. Lovely finish. Josh King has just got to meet it and keep his cool there, but a great ball in by Mohammed.
And strange enough, now Carlisle are taking their time. And they're going to try it then as Josh King, the goal scorer. He's had a brilliant game at the back. We keep talking about him and how he's performed with Bennett, and then he gets up the other end and pops it in. But Barnsley working away on the edge of the area, but that ball's come out, and there's Fox, he's competing one-on-one. But Cook's done a great job there winning that. Mason Mount, Butcher, the scorer from earlier, pushing, trying to get Alty going down the line there. And he's picked up with Mohammed. He's getting it in the box, and who's there? Oh, Lily's there, clearing it up. Again, they settle for the corner.
Yeah, Mohammed's just kind of got caught wrong-footed there and allowed Alty around the outside of him. It's one of those now, 8 minutes to go. Pattern of the game kind of goes out the window, but one team is going to be absolutely buzzing, Carlisle. Barnsley are now just going to go for it. Like you said, they've had the chances. I'm sure there's more chances in this game.
Yeah, and long stops earlier. I reckon we got a good 6 minutes injury time. The ball comes in the middle. There it looked like Cook would get on the end of there. Will Heath trying to find getting some interest from it. Is Tinker. Is he going to? Nice feet, trying to get through and down. And it just looks like he's going to keep dropping for them, but it doesn't. Butcher now. Scoring the first goal in the game. He's got himself a throw-in down there in the corner, and it's Barnsley are going to try and pen them in. They've pushed everybody out from the back, leaving one man back here. They're trying to push them in. Long throw in the middle.
It's a great weapon, that throw.
Heath and Dow all in there waiting for it. Now can Fox
go
just hold it
3v3.
up, break it, and here's Robson. He's going to take it to this corner and wait for support. They've got 3-on-2 in the middle. Exceptional play there.
Yeah, Brown's done really well there at this stage of the game to make a lung bursting run like that. Superb.
And Cook clearing up there. That guy, he's played right back, he's pulled in the middle, he's been everywhere.
Just to touch on the assist for the goal there from Mohammed. Great ball in. There's an injury, another cramp in the middle, I think.
Tell me, the ball in, he looked up, he signalled, he saw the guy, he played it. Alexander Arnold Origi, the fourth goal, similar?
Yeah, didn't have the ball boy to help him out here, though.
Yeah, you've got to do it all yourself here. Now Barnsley picking up with Cook, clearing it up, looking for Bennett. Mohammed's there, putting it back in. There's Will Heath.
The quality on that quality on that delivery was all important for Mohammed. It's no surprise that he's played against some real quality opposition this season in Newcastle's under-23s with Morpeth Town.
And for some incredible reason there, Sandy Masuku decided to kick the ball away and gets himself, Jack Brown decided to kick the ball away and get himself into the referee's book. Wasn't gaining anything from that, but right. There's a chance now for Dom Clayton to put this into Put this into the, we just see that again, yeah, he came in a bit late and a bit high. Clayton looking to get this ball into the, on the edge of the penalty box. Once he's been told not to nick a couple of yards. Don Claxton with the ball straight in there, and there we go, Carlisle, the first man on the ball. And clear it. And can Fox hold this up? And Millard's there again. He's been everywhere. Covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, does a composed job in there. This is a good position.
Over the back there. Undao. Is it going to drop for him? Mohammed again. Wide of that second goal. Undao. Can he turn? He's got his man on his shoulder. Lots of pressure. He's doing well. He's got it clip. Oh, he's just not falling for them. And I think you find it's not. And the ref's giving them. He said that's a free kick on Undao.
Yeah, Ndow's done really well there. He's got Carlisle defenders all over him there. What I'd say when we say coaching, they're smelling his breath there. They're all over him. He's done really well to keep his composure for one, keep hold of the ball, and this is a really, really dangerous situation.
King is put it in place. I think the ref played on well there. So what we got here, we got, this is what, 23 yards, 24 yards. We got a 4-man wall, and over the ball. Gone for it in the top corner. Oh, got a deflection, and it didn't just come off. And if he does the honours of turning around, I can tell you who that was trying to get that in there.
Looked in from here, that off the deflection.
Flat-footed on the keeper. He just thought he couldn't get near it. Here we go, but just took the deflection off the top of that wall. Keeper couldn't move. It was kind of like, where did it go? We increase the budget next year, Tom, and we'll get a few cameras behind the goal.
Maybe see if VAR want to help us out.
Yeah, it was Jack Tinker that was with that. Yeah, so the corner coming in. They're going to meet it, and there's our man. Anderson, we've been saying it all day, comes and clears and dominates, and he's going to take his time. Last 2 minutes, plus a good 6 of injury. 14. The mercurial 14 for Carlisle. The man with no name on our list. But Claxton's cleared it down. B. Grassy, we were talking about all day. Quick hashtag here. Come on, CarlislePV. In the final, we've been cheering you all day, and it's all kicking off in the middle here. It's kicking off a little bit, how do we say, stereophonics, but handbags and glad racks.
Yeah, a bit of nonsense here, Richard.
Oh, there was one that went around the face there. We've got coaches coming on, pulling people away. And the ref and the linesman have got a big job on their hands. And just in the background there, the coach is struggling big time with one of the players, getting them to calm down. And Jackson O'Sullivan has really no idea what was kind of happening in there, because it was all happening. And he's got to deal with it from there, rather him than me. I think this is where you do need a bit of VAR, you need a bit of something.
Yeah, it'd be a shame for any of these players to ruin this occasion for themselves by getting involved in that sort of thing. Obviously, emotions run high, but, you know, pressure situations, it does pay to keep your composure.
It does. That was Matthew Parker that's just come on the pitch that was pulled out in the middle of that, but there was more than one going on there. It was going on with all of them. We just see it start off again here. Claxton played the ball up, and there was nothing really in that. Vgrass just got pulled over a little bit, got rough-handed and pulled down. That was with Josh King, nothing there. Oh, King just caught him a little bit. Oh, and who was that there? Just went in. And we don't have his number there, but and then Claxton goes and tells him that you shouldn't really do that. And then, oh, well, I just name 7 or 8 players that got involved with a little bit handbags. So, Jackson O'Sullivan's got a couple of decisions to make here.
Yeah, it looked like it started there with King, let's say, not making an effort to miss when he was getting up, but hopefully nothing.
There's a yellow card out and a pen, so let's just hope it's just that. And so it started off there with Josh King, and so he's going in the book and he's saying, what was that for? Well, we know that because we saw that in the replay. So Josh just walk away and just attempt it. And is that the yellow card for, I think that's Vgrass, just got the yellow card. So I'm going to guess that it's just the, I think, and it's Tinker's got a yellow card. Tinker has got a yellow card, and And he's now saying that he doesn't happy with that. So I didn't see red. Did you see red? But oh, was he booked in the first half? He's off.
Looks like it.
There's the red. Tinker's got a red.
That is a shame. He's had a good game to this point.
He's had a great game, and Dom Claxton just running over there and consoling with him. And I don't know if that's the end of the bookings. The ref's now chatting to Taylor, and he's also got a red card. The Matthew Parker, I should say, has also got a red card, and he's the guy that was the coach went and grabbed and pulled off. So both teams down to 10 men. Parker and Tinker are off. So back to the game. Now the clock has gone red for us. There's a good 3 minutes before that started, and a good, I reckon, 6 or 7 minutes of added injury time. We don't have a fourth official. We don't have any extra time on a board being shown, so we'll play it by ear. But here's Barnsley trying to get back into the game. 2-1 down. Last possibly 10 minutes. Free kick. Into the box, over it comes. Anderson's there, punches away very dominantly.
Good
Fox
punch.
plays it off, and Ken Robson, he's just going to be beaten to it by Butcher. Well played, Butcher, on the floor there, and he's got the Barnsley got to keep this pressure on. It's Millard trying to find Endow, but chases his own ball. Tries to get the corner, gives it away, but there's Endow. Now he had some nice silky feet earlier, that's come through, but Anderson's been in there and clears up nicely.
Yeah, he's done well. I mean, the game's going to go wide open now, I think, with 10 v 10. But particularly if Barnsley do nick a goal and we go to extra time, I think the legs of Tinker, missing those, might impact them quite a bit.
Here's Vigrass turning nicely, but cleared up again. Ilya King, Fox holding it up, trying to play his players in. Mohammed, provider of that second goal, trying to once again find a way through. Very calmly played here by it's Jake Brown, just like settling down really, and now they've got the free kick, and they're going to hopefully while away a couple of minutes with possession.
Yeah, that's much better from them, much more composed, and you can hear the bench telling them to do just that, to keep the ball, keep moving it. There's no need for them to risk losing possession if they don't need to attack directly, so good game management there from Carlisle.
They've just got the 3 players up, fourth coming in, but they're not really attacking this ball. All the players are back on the halfway line. So Vigrass turns on it, now Claxton. Up to Bennett. He's manhandled, but the ref says fairly, but he's broken for him again. But Carlisle have got the numbers back there. They're sitting there. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players behind the ball there, keeping Barnsley at bay. There we go again, Claxton trying to get Bennett, trying to get Butcher, that's pushed right up front there, pushing for this equaliser. They led from the first half all the way through to 20 minutes into the second, and 2 goals in 3 minutes. And Carlisle just trying to while away the end of this game. Fox pushing Cook all the way back into his corner.
That's perfect for Carlisle.
Certainly is. Claxton's got to try and get it upfield. Heath down there with him. Carlisle just keeping them down in that corner, keeping them penned in.
Oh, acres of space on this side for Alty.
Yeah, he's just, you could see him, he's standing down there going, please, please. Nobody around him. And just Alty, keep your shape, stay out here, because you'll be able to pull them out. You've got Robson, they've gone to a complete back 4 now, with 2 holding midfielders in front of them, Carlisle. They're just going to wind this clock down.
Oh yeah, happy with what they got. It's easy game from up here, I know, but as Barnsley picked the ball up there at the back, also had all sorts of space on this right-hand flank.
Bennett there, getting on down through. It was Lilly, just had a bit of his shirt, but Ndell's found the ball, and it's a come through. Oh, good work by Anderson, getting down in front of him. Great work by the keeper. That guy's been solid all day.
Yeah, he's done really well there, and it's just another non-spectacular but assured contribution from the goalkeeper, and that's what you're after, really. And Ndell does really well here. Looks like he's crowded out, creates half a yard for himself, and puts in the ball into a good area. We come back for the foul.
Yeah, Anderson's done well there, what he's done all game, but now it's Barnsley who got a free kick on the halfway line, so everybody's going up. Just Claxton back there, and Barton, the keeper, sending Claxton up, so obviously both teams down there 10 men, so we got all 9 players in that box.
So it all happens in these cup finals, doesn't it?
Who needs Europe when you've got this? Or is that does that mean more talk about Brexit? Here we go. Again, Millard going to get it in there. Back post is Ortiz going to. Oh, and he's definitely just slipped there. So Carlisle bringing it away. Look at that long out ball. But Barnsley got back well. Once again, the man Millard has covered every grass on this pitch. Every blade of grass has gone under his feet. Claxton trying to launch it wide up there. We're saying 96 minutes. We think there's about another 3. There's no 4th official with a big board. The budget was cut with the board, I think, but I think there's another good 3 minutes. Barnsley pressure all the time. They're pushing it, they're pushing it.
Yeah, just really needs some control possession now in the final third for that one last chance. Got to hurry up with this throw. Here it is.
Here's Cook. Can he do anything with it? He's going to play Orty in. He's going to play it across. There's the ball. This is the last chance. That should be Anderson's cleared all up. The ref's looking at his watch. I think he's got a signal from the side. He's looking at his watch. Anderson's got it. My money is 1 punt, and the referee's whistle goes. That is time. I think he's telling people that, but all he's telling them is another minute to go. Ball comes up. He's still looking at his watch. Claxton is on it. No, there's still a bit more time. Here's Cook.
It's got to go.
Time. This is the last chance, surely. Trying to get Bennett over the back. And Dow's trying to get on the end of it. Mohammed's there again. Oh, and Fox was onside and clear, but Barton is there. So another couple of minutes. It would be great. I think we're talking about 99 minutes. Must be about a minute and a half to go. It's falling for Dow. Can he turn? He's got the company of Lilly on his shoulder. And Bennett's gone for the ball. Ref said play on. It's falling for an Dow. He's gone wide to Millard. And it's in the middle. Can he get there? He's cleared it rather than scored it. Was that the last big chance? Was that their only chance?
I just think he got there slightly too early. He's come
still going again. It was.
He's come tearing in at the back post here. It's a good ball in. I think he's just there too early. Maybe try to turn it back. Here we go again.
But once again, here's Cook playing it across. Is it too much? And Dow's there. There is Anderson that manages to fall to his feet as soon as he catches it, as he should do. And he's had a great dominant game. If the game finishes in his hands, that wouldn't be too bad a sign for the game. He's been good all day.
Yeah, he has. He hasn't, like I said, can't think of many spectacular saves he's made, but it's just been assured all day.
And Claxton just gave him the ball away there, and Fox, he played that really well. He just pulled him into him, pulled away from him, and Claxton had no choice but to be all over him. So I think Barnsley's last chance has gone. Or they clear this ball and there's one last one, but Barnsley have left 4 players back in their half, deep on the D, so they're not even looking to come up and play on the halfway line. They're further back than that as Mohammed takes a drink. And when you're ready, sir, if you'd be so kind.
Fair play to Carlisle here, because at half-time it didn't look too likely that they could turn this around, so they've done really well, and that's an intelligent free kick.
Waste a bit more time down here. Glencorn. Want to get Jack Brown in, but one last chance of the Barnsley. It's Carlisle, they just keep.
I think they got away with it. Brown just needs to keep the ball there instead of looking to play the cute return pass. Even if it means Rosette at this stage, just keep the ball in this area of the pitch.
Claxton. We keep saying last chance. We don't know how long to go, but surely one of these is going to be the last chance. Well, in fact, I think it will be. There's Brown, and he's drawn the free kick. Unfortunately, that was Cook came in, didn't have a lot of choice, and that, well, we're stopping the clock again, so it might not be it yet.
Yeah, referees and the assistants have had their work cut out today. First half, there was a bit of communication from the touchline. We see that heavy challenge from Cook there on Brown, but I think they've dealt with it pretty well. They've had a big flashpoint with the red cards, obviously, but what I liked and what I like to see from the officials is they take their time over decisions like that. And Jackson made sure that he consulted with his assistants and made a kind of collaborative decision.
Yeah, and Carlisle, they're not even putting it. Well, they had one person up, they had nobody, and this is everybody's back. But King missed that, and Bennett's chasing it down, and King's just had the clear. Not quite Rosette, but he's just had the clear. And once again, Barnsley got one more go.
Those two have worked so hard. I mean, Jack Bennett looks out on his feet over there now. That a bit of a tired run at the end there, but
there's Cook. Oh, and he's lost it, and there's that Robson that's chased it down. No, it's Blinkhorn. Blinkhorn is through, and he could be one-on-one. He's going to have a go himself, and he has. Claxton off the line, off Millard, and then Fox is climbing up the extras, and that is definitely the winner. The crowd are off the bench. Fox with 2. The players are off the bench. Everybody's off the bench. Some of the Barnsley players are flat on their back, and it is definitely all over, but the ref's given a yellow card to somebody. I think that's probably to most of the bench of the Carlisle bench to come off, and it was for a shirt off, but he got that shirt back on quickly, and that pretty sure is going to be the final whistle. Barnsley 1, Carlisle 3. We see it again here. Unfortunately, Cook just got caught out with the ball there.
Brown makes a really good run here. I thought at the time maybe take it to the corner, manage the game. They're unlucky. Claxton's unlucky with the clearance there, but like all good strikers, Fox stays alive in the box and gets his second goal. As we look at Ndoh.
And straight up the other end, and Ndoh was having a go, and he was one-on-one. And then Bennett tried to follow up. Now Bennett's got cramp, not surprising and everything, but Ndoh suddenly found himself one-on-one with the keeper.
Yeah, there's me nattering away, and Bennett's putting Ndoh in here.
Came through, shirt pulling, but Anderson solid with his feet. He's done really, really well.
As we go into the 104th minute of the 90.
And it's not any extra time either. Anderson, and that is the final whistle. Carlisle United Parkview Academy are the 2019 National Football Youth League Cup Final winners, beating BarnsleyFC Shadow Scholars 3-1. And as you can see, they are very happy.
Well, what a season for Carlisle Parkview there. We've got the under-17s won the Northern Championship. The under-19s have now won the league, the cup final, and they've also won the Midlands and Northern League as well. So a treble for the club, and a fantastic finish to a fantastic season for them. Congratulations to the team, their coaches, and everyone involved with their programme.
And Tom comes to this point now. This part of the season, presentations, the deliveries, the everything else. Where do these players go from here? Is the academy now? Is that it for the season? Summer holidays? Is it now just like another cup competition? Do they go into like 5-a-side? What does that happen now? These academies? I mean, it's just back to scholars, back to teaching.
Yeah. So the education programme doesn't take any time off. It's a case now from a football point of view, of course, resting up. It's the off season, so they'll obviously have finished with their clubs outside of the programme and also with the teams within the programme. So a time to rest and recuperate there, maybe squeeze in a holiday. But from an educational point of view, the programme runs all the way through until the end of the summer, the typical school college summer holidays. But these guys will be back in. They'll be ticking over in terms of training and keeping fit. But certainly not to the intensity they've been playing at the minute, which is a well-deserved rest for them.
Now, just to see some of the players taking their shirts off and they got those sports bras underneath, and that is the Player Tech vests that you were talking about earlier, Tom.
Yeah, so Player Tech, as we said, work with both of these sides just to monitor their physical data. So, like we said, distances ran, high speed runs, and how fast they're running as well. And it's a really, really good performance analysis tool to effectively monitor and create bespoke individual training plans for players. It's really good to see Carlisle celebrating here.
Now, we mentioned they came from behind Carlisle. They were 1-0 down at half-time. Let's have a look at that first goal, Tom. Talk us through that.
Well, yeah, it didn't look like coming at the time, and I suppose like all good strikers, they give you something out of nothing, and Jonathan Fox here has done exactly that. He smells blood here and he's in. As soon as he wins that header, Barnsley are in trouble. It's a good finish. Yeah, he hits the target, works the keeper. Like I said at the time, Barton might be slightly disappointed with it beating him down by his ankles, but as strikers say, keeper's ankles, aim for the keeper's ankles and you've always got a chance.
So that was nice and quick. Now, straight on the back of that, we have the second goal to put them in front.
Yeah, really good routine. They've obviously had a chat about this and worked it out, and that's a fantastic pass on a slightly sticky pitch today. And for me, my man of the match, Josh King, has got across the front man there, kept his head in the box and buried it really. And that's a huge moment coming so soon after the first goal.
Yeah, and that, I mentioned Trent Alexander-Arnold, Origi, that just looked like a worked, something that they've done before. And then we had a little furore and we had everything that went with that, and we won't go into the cards now, but then we had the third Carlisle goal, which came from nothing.
Yeah, again, you get this a lot. The game gets stretched now. We're 10v10 and we're going into last orders. So it's a brilliant piece of work. Brown picking Cook's pocket. Does really well to square it. The captain Claxton's really unlucky there. He's made a great lung-busting run. But again, all good strikers come alive in the box, and Jonathan Fox has done exactly that. Lovely celebration as well. Running gait much like my own.
I know, yeah. There's a certain amount of confidence about that celebration. And so you were mentioning in that your man of the match, Josh King, kind of led from the back, but he was all important up there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had a fantastic game defensively when they were under the cosh a little bit. He made some really good contributions from that point of view. Obviously, the goal's a huge moment in the game, but I just think he was hard pushed by Bennett up front for Barnsley. Notable mention, had a fantastic 90 minutes. There's a few Barnsley players in the front line that had a great first half. Bennett maintained that level throughout and probably consider himself a little bit unlucky not to be man of the match today, in my view. But yeah, Josh King, solid at the back and contributing in both boxes, really. He got my vote.
Yeah, certainly. And there's Parkview School. Well done at CarlislePV, at PV Sports Academy. NFYL final winners, proud to be Parkview. So, and that's what we're saying. That's the academy that Carlisle work with as they get ready for the presentations of the Cup. And at the end of the day, we were talking earlier, they'd gone to Thailand, they had to play in the midweek, they were tired, they were leggy. We were talking about Barnsley have got a fitness that matches the first team S&C coach, and everybody was like on top of that. But Carlisle, 17 points better off than over the season. We mentioned everything they'd won. They just seemed in the end there, just have a little bit of a nous about them.
Yeah, I mean, the goals came at great times, right? They got a goal out of nothing through Fox. And then to back that up 3 minutes later with another goal really changes the whole complexion of the game. So from that point of view, in the space of 3 minutes, they've gone from being in a position where they've got to chase the game to they can just manage it at their own pace. And I thought they did that really well once they went ahead.
They did, and let's not take it away from Barnsley. Barnsley played really well. They controlled lots of the game. I mean, there's going to be some very disappointed players out there, but they really controlled parts of the game. And Jack Bennett, I mean, I said at one point that should have been 2-0. No, it should have been 3-0. The chances were there, the opportunities were there. They just didn't fool them. They also, when they were 2-1 down, they hit the bar. You know, they really were kind of like trying to make it happen, but it just didn't come together for them. It was that final, well, just the final goal, because the final pass was there.
Oh, absolutely. It's not that they didn't. Josh King gets his man of the match award there. Congratulations
it's like
to
they
him.
were listening to you.
No one listens to me, Richard, but really good to see the tweet from Parkview Academy there, the educational partner of the Carlisle United side, really showing what a community feel they have over there as well. But from back to Barnsley, and they created some really good chances. It wasn't for the want of trying. They were creative. They had a really good game and made a really good account. Gave a really good account of themselves today. Can hold their heads up really high. It's really going to hurt, obviously, losing the cup final, having been in head particularly, but certainly not a day for criticisms to be levelled at them at all. I thought they were superb.
No, they're right. And the presentations is being made. That's Louise, I believe, and you know all about Louise. Tom, tell us about Louise.
Well, Louise does a fantastic job, really. She liaises with every team in the National Football Youth League on the boys and the male and the female programmes. She's the person that puts together the venues or books the venues and liaises with those and works tirelessly to provide the best possible platform for these programmes, but at the heart of that is the players themselves and the students, offering the best possible educational partners and also the best possible coaching and performance aspects of their programme. So the real unsung hero of the National Football Youth League is Louise Macy. Yeah,
and she really pulled it together again today, organising this at such short notice, which is really, really good. And there's the Barnsley players. I mean, you can see the disappointment etched on every one of them. As my cameraman said earlier, is this the sad cam? It kind of is, but those guys, you know, it's a learning curve. They did really well. I think the fact is that they knew, they kind of know that the game was there for the taking for them. There's a couple of chances, didn't run their way, but 3-1 is probably flat as Carlisle a little bit, just the way the game opened up. But, you know, they can look back at this when they watch this back on the, you know, on their Coach Logic scene and be pleased with what they've got.
Oh, yeah, it was went in at half-time a better team, and rightly so, went in 1-up. So it wasn't at all that they were being played off the park. Scoreline probably does flatter Carlisle a little bit, but the game does get stretched. But I don't think that's going to affect the celebrations we're about to see with Carlisle.
No, absolutely, and then look, hats off to Carlisle as well. They all stood there to a man clapping the Barnsley players in there, and Josh King comes up again, his first guy to get his medal. They're getting their winning medals, and as captain he's been told to go to the back because he's going to pick up something else, like a nice big cup, I believe. And as we go through, you see the players, and you know, I'll tell you a couple of them. That's James Anderson, who had a great domineering game. Louise is telling him she thinks the same as well. These guys have worked very hard, a long season, and a great reward at the end of it.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, a big mention there to James Anderson in goal for Carlisle. He just looked like a really solid, composed goalkeeper, and I think that's what, from an outfield player's point of view, that's what you want. Goalkeepers will make saves, granted, but some make great saves, but aren't possibly as assured at times when they need to be. But all day, okay, one or two hairy moments coming out to the feet of the forwards, but particularly under the high ball, I thought he was outstanding today.
Yeah, he dominated in there, which was really good, and like, you know, he held it all together. And now we're getting to the business end of the presentations. Josh King, man of the match, captain, winning captain. He's going to pick up a nice little bit of silverware here, and those guys with him in front of their family, friends, everybody else are going to jump everywhere we go. And they are the 2019 National Football Youth League Cup Final winners. A great feeling, Youth Cup winners, Hillsborough, the scene of such great games, cup look, the cup finals, semi-finals, European Cup games, everything else, to grace this turf and win a special day, a special time for them, Tom.
Oh, fantastic. We said at the start about the venue, iconic venue here, and just unbelievable. I'm really privileged to be here and working on the game and being involved. So to be out there playing it must be absolutely brilliant. And fair play to Barnsley. They've stayed out the whole time. They're just going in now and saying hello to their friends and family who've come and watched. But they're out there clapping Carlisle all the way through that presentation. And yeah, what a feeling to go out and win it.
Absolutely, and now they will get the chance, their photo opportunity. Well, at this stage, we give a big thanks to sponsors Player Tech. Big shout out to TSS Solutions. Big shout out to Coach Logic for supplying them with the platform. Big shout out to Tom. Thank you for being alongside me. Really appreciate that. And your insightful insights into what I was saying and what was going on out there as well.
Thank you, Richard. That's been really good. Yeah, hopefully the players will enjoy the footage up on Coach Logic and tagging each other in their comments, and hopefully analysing and learning together on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So from Cheers Mate Productions, we just want to say a big thank you for all of you that joined in on the Twitter, watched us today, and hopefully follow it from there, from Hillsborough Stadium, the home of Sheffield Wednesday, as we look up at the main stand and the clock, and it says that it's 3:45, and it tells us that is a wrap for the National Football Youth League Cup Final 2019.
It reaches as well, it's not just in terms of a self-reflective tool for the players, for them to use, it's also then used for our coach education, our staff education. We have players who, travel and play all ends of the country, all ends of the world, even in Europe, and all of their games will be filmed. So a coach anywhere or member of performance staff and the parents can watch that game.
Wesley, Academy Manager, Head of Player Development. We constantly talk about here, how can we speed up the development programme? How can we speed up a Reece Oxford to get in the team, a Reece Burke to get in the team, a Josh Cullen, a Martin Samuelson, young Vashon. And that some of that work is the player taking control of his learning. And that is what Coach Logic can help us do. That can take control of the learning.